Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan. Whoopee!
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 579.
That's right. Show number 579 of A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler, our sales guy, here on news. Seth Petrozelli. The fish are still here.
Yes.
We haven't lost any more fish. In fact, we've only added fish.
And a worm that's
We got
weird.
a real big penis doo-doo worm. We got a really weird electric scallop. Have you seen the electric scallop?
No, but it
He
sounds
hides in a cave and he shoots electricity through these little, like, I don't
Tentacles?
know. Tentacles. Yeah, and he's a scallop. And, and then we got a bunch more of those buttholes.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch more shit-eating crabs. I mean...
Still no chocolate chip starfish.
No, I don't know if
We're
we're there
working
yet.
on that.
I don't know if we're there yet. But hey, welcome to the show. It's Friday. It's a Friday free show. We're going to try to have some fun. Tom looks completely defeated. I'm sure he's got tons of stories. I mean, you look like just pure warmed over shit.
It's back.
Yeah.
It's a full
Orb.
Yeah, I got it's like a full-blown AIDS now.
Yeah.
I've been fighting it.
You're
and,
weak.
yeah.
Your immune system's
Do
depleted.
you
gotta
think
get a
there's
new
any
cocktail.
correlation? Because you were a little orb-free for a while.
Yeah.
Is it possible the Devil Boat has brought you back to orb?
No.
The boat? You mean the boat he's only been on twice?
I have a theory about
That old thing?
Yeah. First,
You gotta look. Everybody knows you buy a boat and then you completely redo your entire house so you can't spend any time on the boat. Everybody knows that. You fucking
In
idiot.
the middle of summer.
Yeah.
I have a.
You take the time that you do the most boating and then you eradicate it with home repairs.
So
Idiots.
I got a whole theory
Look at
on
you
all
double
this.
caffeine over there.
Yeah. I've given up. I
I thought you were going to drink the coffee.
No, he
I
gave
was,
us a speech before this home renovation beat him to
Butler's
shit.
gonna make me a cup. He's like, I got nothing.
What the hell, Butler?
Butler was going to make him coffee. Seth,
Our
Butler.
milk is doo doo.
Yeah, and he was
What?
like, I went to put milk in there and a big sour blob fell in there. And I don't know what to do now. So here.
That up, it's fine.
So okay, before I.
Seth's wearing a fucking mask. The world has gone to shit.
What are you
Everything's
painting?
shit.
It's all about, it's all about control. I like to be controlled. So
Okay.
I'm spitting COVID right now.
I don't know what the rising.
I mean,
case
Tom
is.
and I can finally be honest with you guys and tell you that we think all this shit's fake. I feel so relieved, my God. For the longest time, I've been wearing the mask, cough, wear mask back. Now I can finally look you in the eyes and say, this is all, look, COVID, you know what it stands for. You've seen the memes.
Yeah, we trust the memes.
Yep. Always
so-
trust the meme. No, I'm wearing my mask.
The
We're
C
being
stands
good.
for conspiracy.
Yeah.
19 different ways. Terrorists involved.
Pandemic, you mean planned-demic.
Obama.
Sign of the beast.
Obama.
Yeah,
I heard
Obama
some
killed
games,
Charlie
yeah.
Daniels.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, with his cold...
Make that a meme, Butler.
With his cold hands, he choked him out. That's what I heard.
Took his guns.
Yeah, then cut his...
He was right.
I heard Obama strangled Charlie Daniels to death. Then in a Middle Eastern terrorist organization way, cut Charlie Daniels' beard off, stuffed it in his mouth.
Oh, wow.
Ultimate sign of disrespect.
Disrespect.
Then did the scream.
His middle name is Hussein.
So
Obama. Okay.
All right.
I don't know why we're talking about that.
A couple of
You
things.
made us crazy
Yeah,
because you're absolutely banana.
This
First
week
of all,
has been great.
haven't combed your hair in at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got no
I
product.
I'm still out of product.
Okay.
He won't go on Amazon and just order.
I'm
it.
going to order him
it's
something
fine.
today.
I
Write
got-
that down,
Got
Butler.
no driver's license.
Butler, order him
sorry
some.
about that.
Oh,
You could have used that milk clump for your hair.
yeah. Just put the sour milk in your hair.
So
Where do you want to start, buddy? Because I feel like
smells the same.
today
Yeah. Okay.
there's just so much to do.
Well, we can start with fun before things took a turn.
Yeah.
yeah.
We had the 4th of July weekend this past weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Oh
had-
yeah,
you
anything
had
to plug?
some-
Let's
Well,
get
yeah,
some plugs
yes.
out of the way.
Let
Let's
me
do
say
our
it.
business.
First, if you guys go to True Leave, we've got this promotion going on in July that any product you buy on the top of tomanddan.com, there's a form. Just click on the True Leave web ad and fill out that form. It'll ask you for your address and
Yeah.
then just upload a picture of the products you buy or a receipt from anywhere in Florida and True Leave, and we'll send you a free gift. We got really cool True Leave like trucker hats
Yeah.
and then a bunch of Tom and Dan swag.
How many others do we have? Because I snagged a couple. They're nice.
No, we
I
got
didn't
a
even get
bunch.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have? They're
I
nice.
went to
We've
True
got
Leave last
100.
week. Or was it this week? Can't remember.
They're better than your average giveaway hat. You know what I mean? Like they're legitimate,
Yeah,
a
I've
nice
seen 'em.
hat.
They charge for them at Truly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they do.
embroidered. It's an embroidered fucking hat. It's nice.
So we'll send you that free gift, free of charge. Just prove to us that you went to True Leave.
Prove to yourself that you went to True Leave by smoking it, and then send us a picture of your dick.
And so, not only you'll get this free gift, you'll also help us because we show True Leave, like, hey, our guys are using True Leave, and it's just a way to prove it to them while we work on a promo code and some other things.
There you go.
This is a next best thing. And then we got some new merch on tomanddan.com, new captain's pack if you're a boater out there, check it out. So, I've been thinking about this. I think what
He's got
happened.
a gun!
Oh, God.
God, I thought for the first time
Hold
ever.
on,
For the first time ever, I thought you were going to do
Good
it.
thing I got my mask. There.
So
You freaked me out.
So I've talked about the orb for many years on the show and
Yeah.
how I believe that it's similar to a disease that people have when they have the orb of chaos.
You even gravitated to products. Like, we never tied this in. I don't think we did, unless I just don't listen to the show.
Yeah.
You used to sit your sons in giant vats of Orbeez. Like,
That's true.
like, why would you even buy a product that's name has
Saves blood.
orb? Yeah, it's just weird.
So throughout my life, it plagued me real heavy when I was younger. And you know, you guys have heard the stories over the past, God knows, 16 years of being on air. I guess you could
If
say,
you're in our-
telling stories.
Yeah, I mean, you've been a broadcaster for almost 20 years. I mean, even in our Twitch chat room, we have an icon that is the Orb of Chaos. We've used the term Orb of Chaos for, I want to say, almost the entire inception of the show.
So much like any other disease, there's a treatment for the orb that I figured out over the years.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like there's no difference between the orb and like let's say Parkinson's.
Yeah.
I beg to differ,
In
but-
fact, the orb can be
Yeah.
more deadly to you than even some more serious diseases
can.
because it causes chaos in your life through bad decision making, and it ties into being bad at life. Anyway, so
It also affects other people.
I'm fucking around, by the way.
That's true.
Which,
yeah.
you know, well,
but-
honestly, like my dad's twin brother, I believe he has Parkinson's. It doesn't really affect anybody else in the family. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Not
Tom's
physically.
orb actually.
Oh, everybody around me
Yeah.
gets affected.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Proximity orb.
throughout the years, I've learned that the treatment to the orb is it goes with routine is one of them.
Routine planning.
Routine
perhaps?
planning,
Yeah.
thought. Time goes into
Hard
it.
What about
Money.
intelligence?
Money? No, there's
No,
no
no.
fixing that. That's
Okay.
part of the orb.
No, I
That's
didn't
part
know.
of-
I didn't know
I
if,
can't-
if that weighs
Yeah,
in.
yeah. You can't gain intelligence. It turns out
No.
that's part of the reason
I
the world is this
think
way.
you can.
Well,
Well, you can gain
not
knowledge.
IQ.
You
Yeah,
can gain knowledge. You
but-
can't gain intelligence.
Yeah. I put intelligence into like reasoning and just IQ.
It's what you have,
how
not what
smart
you gain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so throughout the years, I've depressed the orb
Oh yeah,
not
you've
all the
suppressed-
way.
You've depressed your friends as well. Like, I'm very
Suppressed.
depressed. Suppressed.
That goes with
The
the
orb
job.
makes you depressed.
Yeah, write that under intelligence. Yeah.
So yeah.
But that,
So that's all part of it. So I suppressed the orb
Small.
through
That's a small.
routine and taking some time. Money's helped
Sure.
because I'm able to like throw money at a lot of my problems that I would try to fix myself, which would cause chaos. And then
But you're not throwing enough because
No,
even
no,
with
no,
what you're
no.
doing right now,
Yeah, yeah,
you,
Well, he is very
Yeah.
wasteful.
He-
He's throwing money around.
Yeah, but he said a phrase last week, and I didn't say a fucking word.
Oh.
He said a phrase last week, and he's like, "Oh, just getting everything organized." And the phrase was, "Well, we're going to be acting as our own GC." That just hearing the phrase, "We're acting as our own GC" or general contractor, just rattles my fucking bones.
So-
it just rattles my bones.
I hadn't really talked about it, but like Crystal and I have been looking to
Are you getting a divorce?
redo our kitchen and floors. At-home floor stores, of course, doing our floors. Actually, there's a really good hookup on tomanddan.com under the hookups. Is a company called RTA Direct.
Yeah.
As I'm ordering my kitchen cabinets, but they specialize in really good quality, inexpensive cabinets.
Yeah, I think
but
we
they,
might be doing the same thing.
They deliver them to you. You got to find your, either install them yourself
Okay.
or something like it. Just
yeah, you're
they-
gonna have a guy.
just the product, not the installation.
yeah, they design
Gotcha.
it for you and everything. They just send it to you.
if you got
and
the
they-
pill head, they got the cabinet.
yeah, or if you can do it yourself, whatever.
Wait, by the way, that is not their
That's not
slogan.
their slogan,
I'm
no.
trying to sell them on that because
So-
I get a kickback.
So Crystal's been wanting to do this project for a while, and
You guys
then
always got projects.
I know we saved up the money, and
This
anyway,
has been a long time coming.
it's been a couple years. I know, and it's seemingly not the right time during. Speaking of the orb,
It's like having a kid. When is the right time?
The orb of chaos is in the entire world now. But anyway, but we were looking at it, and a couple months ago, we started looking at the schedule. We're like, well, I don't know what the fuck is going to go on in August when school starts. But speaking of chaos, it's not going to be smooth. Like, I think we can all agree.
No, it's gonna be crazy.
No matter what the decision everybody makes, it's going to be chaotic.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a mess.
Well, it's already chaos.
Yeah.
So
So
it's not going to get less.
yeah, I'm not
chaos.
looking ahead in a month and being like, they'll figure it all out by then. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be that. So I've just accepted that.
I had my first freak out a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I've been handling this pretty well. Like almost
Yeah.
seemingly better than people that don't suffer from anxiety like I do.
Yeah.
And the only thing that registers in my brain is anything Maisie related. You know what I mean? Like it's just and I got sad.
You guys
But
are
anyway,
thinking about homeschooling?
what's that?
You guys can't homeschool them?
I mean, there's lots of options, but who knows?
I don't even want to share any of that right now because you should just see the fucking judgy parental experts online that will, no matter what you choose, you're wrong.
Well, I'll put
which
it out
is
there.
insane.
I will take both your kids and private school them at my house if I get paid.
I'm
not kidding.
Wait a
I'm not
minute.
kidding. I have
Don't
nothing to
let
do.
your kids
I have
know.
nothing to do all day.
I'm
not kidding.
My
All right, write
first,
that down.
Since I'm in the orb right now, it's kind of like bipolar
even
when you're
kidding.
manic. I'm in a manic orb episode right now. That seems like a good
Yeah,
idea.
maybe I'm in a manic orb too. Because as soon as he
I'm
said
being
it,
serious.
I was like, "All right, well the problem's solved now."
Anyway, so the reason we started looking at like when the kids go back to school or whatever the hell happens, we're like, well, we don't want to do any of this shit during that time. So we're all of a sudden, like a month ago, we were like, fuck it, let's do it in July and let's just get it. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to be hard, but let's just do it and get it over. It's our last bit. We've been planning it for a while.
Yeah.
If we don't do it in July, we're not going to do it while the kids are, who knows what's going to happen in school. They
You want to do it before the end of the world.
Hey, yeah, and then who knows? Like, what happens?
I
if,
agree.
They go to school, then all of a sudden there's a problem. Then they are homeschooling. Who knows? So we were like, we don't want to because we're gonna have to move out during this time because of all the work that has to be done. So anyway, we'll just do it in July. Fuck it, let's get started. So me and Crystal just started trying to plan it all out. Anyway, and we got a good plan. Even though we're no plan van, we're like, this seems pretty doable. I've planned events and things like
with help.
With help.
Your wife is a damn good planner. I never worry about anything even though she has the gene to roll with him, no plan Van. If Crystal Van wants to plan something, it's planned well. You see what I'm saying? It's not like you don't really need to worry on that end, even though she can run between worlds, kind of like, Wesley Snipes and Blade. Yep. She is no plan, but if she wants to do a plan, she'll come up with a good plan.
So,
and you guys, arguably, how many weeks did you work on even getting the plan? I mean, it's been a minute.
Yeah. It was like we've been planning for about a month ago.
Yeah.
It's starting. Anyway, so I think I figured
Crystal
out
Van, the orb walker.
That's good. When the orb really started to hit me, and I think it happened on 4th of July. And I'll explain. So
was there anything that set this off? Because
yes, an explosion.
Yeah, Tom.
An explosion.
Tom set off an explosion.
Well, you can heat.
It started off with bad decisions.
You can hit maximum orbitude, I feel like, but I don't know, but if you guys agree with this, I'll throw it out there. I kind of feel like we were orb free until
for a little bit.
Marina, and then you dumped all your stuff in
the boat.
I feel like that was
it's pulling you back in its
that was
rotation.
Okay, you might be right. It's the boat.
That was a trimmer. I was like, what is this sore? Never seen that before.
That's what I'm getting to. It's like, okay, like with no boat, I feel like we went through this long time with no orb. In fact, we were making jokes about how we thought Butler was the new orb, right? But then you bought the boat, and then after you bought the boat and almost dumped the boat in Falconer Jones's yard.
The boat.
Remember when he almost tipped the boat? That I feel like that's the fuse. I feel like that's the fuse.
Well,
but anyway,
speaking of fuses, I went to a pyro spot, got a bunch of fireworks, and I may have chosen a firework.
Why'd you buy so many? I
was probably I thought it was you were gonna come, and then
my back was out. He bought a whole pile, and it was raining, and
but the one I
don't even think my daughter knows. I'm like, you want to go see fireworks? She's like, I don't know what that is.
I picked one
smart girl.
One firework that I did. I looked at it, I was like, this should be set off on a barge in the middle of the Universal Studios Lake. I'm like, it shouldn't be set off in my cul-de-sac, like 20 feet from houses all around,
extremely residential family area.
The idea flew through my mind for a second, but I bought it anyway because I wanted to put on a gigantic
peer
display.
Pressure. Was Craig there?
The orb took over.
Craig's giving you the peer pressure, giving you the buddy cell.
Well, he did. He's like, this is a big one. I was like, that's fine. Anyway, the first piece of chaos went when a mortar flew into my neighbor's front porch area.
Hold on. Which neighbor?
Suntan lady.
No! Suntan Sally. Is she okay?
Blew her fucking begonias and everything. Bad. Like, it literally, the mortar, bounced off her door.
No, that's bad.
And then.
Dude, come on.
The explosion that happened.
Was it supposed to go sideways?
It may have been user error. I don't know.
We're not supposed to be setting up mortars in a cul-de-sac number one.
But,
it's got a gun.
Anyway.
Like a cannon, just sideways.
Luckily, no one was injured and no property damage.
Did you go?
Was she pissed?
No, they're cool.
Did you
they're
tell
cool,
them?
bro? The next day when I was sweeping up the stuff.
No, never sweep the stuff.
I was like, how's everything? They're like, there's some burn marks.
There's a dent in our door.
Luckily they're be cool, bro. They're cool neighbors. Anyway,
the suntan lotion is super flammable.
But in retrospect, I was like, that is the beginning. If I'm tracing it back, kind of like COVID, tracing that's the inception. That's the cough in the movie theater.
Yeah, we got to find patient zero.
That's the monkey that I ate by accident.
Don't tell me that while you're setting off fireworks, I'm like, what are you eating?
Did you scare the shit out of your kids?
Eating a monkey
brain.
Did your wife scream at you?
What do you think, Sam?
What did you do after it blew up? Like, you just stand there or did you start setting fireworks?
I did that thing, you're like, oh shit!
Did you run inside?
And there's smoke. Well, I contemplated just taking off running.
Yeah,
that's my first.
Of course.
When
fight or flight.
That's always the first. The first thing is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
First thought.
My mother-in-law is like everybody's panicked.
Lordy.
Yeah. That's just like I'm trying to calm everybody down, like Bill Cosby at a calm.
Calm.
Yeah, I'm trying to make everybody don't freak out. out. It's okay.
And you do that.
No one call the cops.
The first move I do.
Don't call anybody.
The first move
That's
I do is
Shannon,
I want to make sure
Cosby.
my marijuana isn't on me. Or I'm holding a
Yeah.
drink.
Oh, yeah.
So I go back, I put my White Claw in the garage, I
Yeah.
take my weed pipe out, set it on the gas grill. Everybody knows that move.
Yeah.
In case the cops or fire department shows up, then I'm not carrying anything.
Well, I got my card for that. It's illegal. now.
Doesn't matter.
Do ya?
I'm old school.
Not anymore. And I'll explain that. That's part of
that's coming up next.
So on Monday,
It's hard to believe
Monday
that
following,
all of this has happened
A week.
in less than a week.
Yeah, less than a
almost.
week. Yeah.
So Monday morning, we started the demo of the old kitchen and all that shit. And through a bunch of circumstances,
I'm gonna miss
we
that old
should have
kitchen.
been out of there. But we weren't because we couldn't get an Airbnb till Thursday. Anyway, long story short,
Lack of planning.
we're there.
No, they
and,
were planning. They just
And so our first piece of orb happened when
orb fragment.
I came up with the idea. I was like, you know what? Because we had our old granite that we originally bought 10 years ago, and I'm like, I bet I could put this shit on Craigslist. And someone,
trash.
Someone will come and take it out of here and save me the time. I'll put it on Craigslist for $50. Like, dude, like people will buy anything off Craigslist, especially like for cheap or free. You put free, like you have garbage in your backyard, like free garbage on Craigslist. They'll come get it. Like,
I do it all the time.
I don't do that though. It's just like leaving a lollipop on the ground, and then like the next day there's ants on it. It's like the same shit.
My shit's gone.
You know,
When
it's
I
just-
demoed my house, everything went in the front and it was gone within like 3
Yeah.
hours.
If you put a little
I even
pieces
peed
of
on a couple of things to make it smake and not want people to do it.
Oh my God, Seth, really, dude?
Yeah, it was a TV.
if you
You
put
peed on a TV,
Yes.
and then somebody took it, and you
Somebody
laughed
took it.
because
That's a
you
chopper
bullied.
move.
That is a
That
chopper
is kind
move.
of shocking.
you put a little pieces of metal like a trail to your house, and the
they'll
Craiglist
get
ETs will come get it. So we put it up. We're like free. We're granite $50, and we put a picture. And dude, speaking of fucking,
Oh, you're probably still getting calls.
Crystal got like a bunch of messages. And she's like, "Oh, it's like it worked," and I was like, "I told you." And then she's like, tells the guy, she's like, "All right, you can have a show up Monday morning 9. That's on the demo, and you come get this granite, $50." And they're like, "Deal." So Monday morning.
That's good. You invite these strangers
So
into your
start your
house during
morning off
COVID.
with your Craigslist.
You have to tell me. I
Oh
just
wait,
work.
pandemic? Yeah, all the strangers come to the house. Come on in, guys. Mask? No. You don't need that. Leave it in the truck.
Actually, let me rewind one day because it started on Sunday. Actually, when I started moving my appliances out of my old kitchen.
Explosion was Saturday. That's start off.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
Sunday.
So Sunday, I'm moving my refrigerator because we had to move all the appliances into the garage so they could demo the kitchen, right?
Yep.
So I'm moving my refrigerator, and for those of you who haven't seen my house, I have a weird setup, or I used to.
Well, the
It's
refrigerator's
changed.
in the bathroom.
the refrigerator.
You can open it while you're shitting. It's like odd.
Is in this little area that's next to like a wine rack thing and like another cabinet, but it's kind of like on the opposite side of my kitchen and diagonal. It's weird. It's like the way they built it a long time ago in
It's
the 80s.
like
You have a shitty house. Yeah.
it's shit. Yeah. It's something.
My God.
So I pull the refrigerator
Some
out.
would say the way that they designed this was odd, or some would say this house is a hunk of shit.
I do want to make fun of him today, but
this is Castleberry, Drunk in the Bear, you know. So
No,
I
hold on a second. It's a custom house, a nice ass house. It's just in the 80s.
every house is a
People made
custom
some odd
house. Really.
choices.
No, not mine's
the
not.
layout.
Mine was built by a.
Somebody went there and decided this is gonna go there and let's do
But
this
mine
there.
all
That's
look the
custom.
same. Is my point?
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that
yeah,
his is a one-off.
Okay.
You know, it's also custom that thing with tarps and where all those like hostages were at those girls. Remember the guy had the whole hostage thing built in his
And
backyard.
that's probably
ribs
what he
with this
told him.
dude?
He's like, I know you're my sex slaves, but look, I built you this custom house.
Yeah. So anyway, I start out Sunday. I pull out my refrigerator and it's got
Have you removed all the food from the fridge?
no,
Oh,
left it
okay.
all in there.
No, you leave it in there and you put tape on it like you do with your dresser drawers.
Too much of a pain. in
And
the
you
ass.
leave it in there for
Yeah.
a month.
I don't want to do anything. Yeah,
I hope you undid all the water and for the ice
well,
maker.
speaking of that,
Oh,
that's
God.
that's where the orb started. So,
Well, the orb started the fireworks.
This
How
is
would
where-
you not think a refrigerator
Sunday
was
started
plugged
for it.
in?
Yeah.
No. So I pull it out, and then the water line is copper, and I see it running up into the attic, right? But there's no on-off switch, so I'm looking at it and I'm like,
into the attic?
Yeah, it goes up into the attic.
It's custom, dude.
All my water is
custom piece of shit.
Never come.
all my water's run through the attic because the house is replumbed or whatever.
All right,
but
that makes sense.
So I'm looking at this copper line, and then I'm like, where the fuck does this thing go? I need to take it off so I can move the fridge out of here.
Yep.
But the water's still on, right? And I know I'm like, there has to be an on-off valve somewhere, right? Because I don't have to, like, I'm not going to turn off the water in the house, the whole house, just for the goddamn refrigerator, right? So I text. This is all. I'm in full blown orb, and I don't realize it. It's like in retrospect, I'm looking at all these decisions, and I'm like, oh, I'm under the influence of the orb.
Well, when people are manic, they don't know they're manic.
I text the Grizz, right?
No.
Because I'm like, he's a construction guy. He's an engineer. Yeah, he got his engineer degree.
Appliances.
And I'm like, hey, Grizz, I'm like, where'd this copper water line go? And he's like, definitely the attic. It's probably up in the attic. The on-off valve was up there. And because if it's not there next to your refrigerator, then it's got to be in the attic. And I'm like,
that's just common knowledge. If it goes straight up into the fucking ceiling where the attic is, where do you think it goes?
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe it comes down somewhere, which it did right next to me where the fucking on-off valve is. But I'll get to that. Because it's in my sink across the house. Gonna go up in the attic, down the other side into the sink, and they're on-off right there.
That's a custom job.
Custom.
You know what? I deserve all of this. Fully custom.
I'm like, all right. I tell Crystal, I was like, I'm gonna go up in the attic and find this on-off valve. Whatever. So I
am not orb.
By the way, this is like 6 o'clock, so it's getting nice. So I put my headlamp on.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And
everybody.
That's the orb finder.
You look like an orb Ghostbuster. He looks like Egon. He's fucking Egon up there with his orb gun and his headlamp.
I get my ladder and I take off in my garage. I have the little attic door there. I get that out. And then I'm looking up there. I start pulling down a bunch of Christmas decorations, all this shit that I stuffed out there.
It's probably hot as hell.
Yeah. Oh, hot as balls.
Bunch of old luggage, JanSport backpacks.
Yeah. By the way,
the orbs love that heat.
It was so hot. I was like, I'm gonna go in there with my shirt off. That'll work.
Go in there nude.
You have insulation up there.
Not only do I have insulation, I have more than normal. Because
it's custom.
Rewind back after American Air put my new AC system in there.
It's fresh.
It is fresh.
You know, I got
extra itchy fresh.
This is less. This is less than a week old. That's scratchy scratch.
Well, White Claw Tracy's husband I don't know if she wants me to mention her. Fuck it. Her husband works for some insulation companies. I get the hookup. And so they
Griffin insulation.
What did he give you, like 30 extra blasts?
When the
hey, I'm gonna give you like 7 or 8 extra insulation blasts.
When the crew showed up, was
it a 5-man crew?
No, it was 2 guys. And then I learned this a long time ago. It's like, when you go to a bar, you tip the bartender before you even when you get your first drink a lot.
Yeah, give him
that
20.
way he always comes. It's like so when the insulation crew came, I pre-tipped them $20 each. And I'm like, hey,
Put an extra stitch in there. Like you're talking about your wife's pussy when she's having a baby. Put an extra stitch in her, keep it tight, bro.
I was like, blow it in there good. And he's like, I got you, bro. And then
blow it in there good. I believe all of this.
Put a couple extra.
Toot it.
Yeah.
Give me 5 extra toots.
Give me some little
extra
bit of
inches.
Yeah. And then I was like, all right, they.
Give me the full Pink Panther, stack it on high.
Cover all the Christmas decorations. Blast it all over.
Don't take stuff out of the attic.
So Tracy's
There's
husband,
a fucking insane amount.
Knowing how much his wife cares about the show and is obsessed with it, he's like, and it's not his bag. We know that. We've talked about it before. And he's like, I finally do something good for my wife. She likes you. I'm really I'm gonna.
Well, it's not him.
It's like a giant foam party.
He owns the company. They got beach out rich. They're not none of the guys in the attic fucking blowing there. That's
right.
Joe Schmo, whatever. 2 guys that hate their lives. So anyway, I tip him, and they're like, I blow it in there good. So he gets in there, he blowing it all.
Oh, he's really blowing
So
it.
anyway, that was weeks prior. So
But you forgot.
I
So now
get in
you're
there,
shirtless.
and I climb up in the attic, and not only is it a spider web of new ducts from American Air, right? The insulation is fucking filled to
You gotta
the brim.
dig
That's
through
why
it.
it's so cold in your house.
Yeah, how do you get through it?
And so, and then I'm looking at it.
Machete.
For a split
chopping.
second, I was like, I shouldn't do this.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was already under the
never
influence
stopped you, though.
of the orb, so I was like, fuck it, don't be a pussy, just get in there. So I start climbing in there, and then Crystal's, she's yelling some shit like, don't do it, or whatever. And then I
Can't hear because there's so much insulation from
Also,
it.
there is
you
a
hear
point where
is
she'll be like, "Oh my God, TC, don't do that," and then eventually she'll just be like, "I'm gonna make some kale chips,"
And then she's off. You know, like she's just gonna she's gonna have to, in order to keep her level of happiness higher, she has to disconnect from the orb.
So I'm like, babe, stay here near the hole because it's dark as fuck and there's so much insulation and things like
You might get lost.
No, you're supposed to tie a ski rope around your waist, and then you're like, hold on to the, and then give her the handle, and she holds onto your wakeboard
It's
handle.
like going into the upside down.
Yeah. Well, the Demogorgon comes out, pull me out. I'll scream. Anyway, so I start climbing in there, and I'm like climbing through all the new duct work because American Air did a great job of the
Crystal, goddamn Jimmy Gordon's up here.
So,
Also Jimmy Gordon.
and I'm trying.
Get me good.
I'm only able to stand on these goddamn 2x4s that are like I don't have like a walkway up there. So I'm like,
Why didn't you put a piece of plywood like everybody else does?
No, don't got any of that.
That's what dads do, right? You always lay the plywood.
Yeah, no, plus there's it's trash and it's just a bunch
Trash?
Did you not take anything out when you blew it out?
No, I just blow it all.
Oh my God.
They're like, "Sir, there's pounds of trash up here. Just blow this, blow it good."
I'm like, that'll
Just
be
blow
part.
it out.
It'll be part of the insulation.
It'll add to it.
Yeah. It's like
Sir,
whatever.
there's beer cans ever. Fill the beer cans with insulation. It'll be fine. Trust me.
So I'm climbing up there,
professional.
and then I told Crystal, I was like, not with a broomstick, knock where the
With a
Oh
broom.
my
where
God.
the
The pipe goes up.
Yeah, the pipe goes in there so I can know where I'm at. Right?
How dare you?
So
Why would you say with a broomstick?
I'm in there and I'm
He's not a
digging
witch.
She was
through
using it anyway.
the insulation, which I'm sweating my balls out, is stuck to me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, you tracked it through the studio too, and I got some on my toes.
Yeah.
So you're saying
He did, and then he had to vacuum the
Yeah.
goddamn studio.
So you're saying you did look like the Ghostbusters after the Marshmallow Man blew up.
Yeah.
You're covered in all the foam, just like
Stay
that.
puff.
I did scream. I should have wore a mask up here because I'm breathing the fucking
Yeah.
insulation
Yeah.
in my lungs.
But you don't believe in COVID.
Right, no mask.
You don't have one mask.
Masks don't work.
Mask everywhere. I fucking get up there with no mask.
Idiot.
I have tons of masks. I fucking Tom and Dan, thousands of Tom.
We have thousands of Tom and Dan masks.
I'm coughing. It's
Come on, man.
the particulates are floating around so thick. It is like the upside down.
Yeah.
It's like snowing because I'm moving around so much shit. And so
Coughing up blood.
I get to where Crystal's like, dang, with the fucking thing.
Oh my God, Barb's up here.
And I'm digging out the insulation and I fucking find the copper wire, right? And so,
It goes like this. it's literally a loop that goes right
But I hope it's like an inch.
Yeah, it's like
I hope it's like an inch where it goes like.
tiny.
no,
That'd be so fucking perfect.
it comes out of there, because my sink is on like
The
probably.
Twitch, just pause. The Twitch chat room is melting because apparently what you did is really, really, really unhealthy for you.
Everything I do is
Right.
No, but
He's
like,
double
he's
fisting
breathing
a Diet
fine.
Coke and
But
Diet
on a
Mountain
scale
Dew
of
right
1
now.
to 10, that's a 10.
but like really, drinking a Diet Coke doesn't it pales in comparison to being nude in an
No.
insulation
Yeah.
graveyard. You know.
Yeah.
These real men do this shit every day. They're fine.
They die young.
They do die.
young.
You know what?
Or they overdose on pills.
So
They
anyway,
die in their late 30s, and you're there.
Yeah.
I start following the copper line right in there now.
Do you have earbuds in or anything? I
No,
just
hell
imagine
no.
maybe a little Old Town Road.
I'm
playing.
trying to scream.
I just want you to walk.
I'm screaming to Crystal through the fucking ceiling,
Yeah.
and I'm hearing
What are
muffled
your
like.
sons doing?
Oh, they're fucking playing their Kindles.
Yeah,
and
good,
this
good.
time
I'm just glad they can't watch it.
Not
Kindle's
realizing how
been
much
a
of a
new-
circus their parents are.
yeah,
Oh, you
babysitter.
gave up? I gave up. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
all
play the
iPad
Kindle
all
whatever.
the time.
They'll just sit there and play that forever.
I doubled down. Remember last week I was
iPad, phone, whatever. They'll
Remember-
just look at it and never talk.
Last week I was anti-YouTube.
Yeah.
And, I just signed Mazia for YouTube Premium yesterday. YouTube Red. I was like,
So-
fuck it. Let's get her everything.
I start following the copper line, right? And then I'm like, where does this shit go? And then I'm pulling on, I'm like, gung, gung, gung. And then all of a sudden,
No.
and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I put my hand up there, and then I see a stream of water in which I move.
Oh, shit, I'm pissing everywhere. How did that happen?
I moved.
Not again.
The copper line was so old, like
What?
they don't do that shit. It was fucking from the 70s or whatever. That the line split, and now a high pressure, tiny stream of water is spraying out onto the AC duct and dripping on the insulation.
Nice.
And then so I'm like, fuck! And then so Chris was like, what's wrong? Because they're underneath the shit. And I'm like, water's coming out. We gotta turn off the main water. And she's like, where is it? And I'm like, it's in the fucking hole.
In the fucking
hole.
In the front yard.
Yeah. And then she's like, what do I do? I'm like, go and grab a pair of pliers. You gotta turn off the water. It's water spraying everywhere.
Oh my God, you're
She's
flooding.
not gonna know how to do that.
So,
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
she runs
to be-
off to the front.
To be honest, though, a lot of people don't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do it on my first house.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, yeah, everyone doesn't know at one point in their life, and then they learn.
they do.
So-
They do.
And I'm like, it's in the front in the water main. There's two valves. One's irrigation, one's main water.
Pliers sometimes won't do it. My old one, you had to have a
I had to get a big ass.
you had to have a nut.
Allen.
Yeah, no, you had to have a special
Yeah.
piece that sat on the top. Then you could move it.
But before that, I'm like, I said, throw me some towels. Like, I gotta wrap this shit so it doesn't wet my ceiling and all this shit.
Well, no, you should have just jammed it straight through the ceiling and let it. I'm serious.
yeah.
I know.
I would.
I didn't think of any of this.
I would have jammed it right through the ceiling. That way, at least it's coming out of the ceiling, not collecting
Right.
inside the ceiling.
I almost panicked. It
should've
Just started drinking it. Just chug from the copper
Yeah,
wire.
you should just put your mouth over it and just started drinking the whole time.
He's like, you know what? You're the redneck version of the Dutch boy that puts his finger in the dike.
And something pops out somewhere else.
You know, like you just put the wire in your mouth,
Yeah.
and then you live up there the rest of the
Trading Tommy and Max that were filling up their mouths.
Crystal, she stood on the ladder in my garage and poked her head through the attic, right? And I'm like probably 20 feet down with all the shit and with a headlamp.
She sees lights going.
And then she sees me. I'm like, throw me the towel. She's like, all right, I'm going to throw it to you on 3.
Oh,
One.
my God.
I'm going to ball it up so I can make it through the spider web of shit to close
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
so you can get, because I'm like, it's hard for me to get back. I'm like, by the way, I'm holding myself up with my shaky arms and my toes are on 2 2x4s.
What, you don't have shoes on either at all?
No shoes, no shirt,
No.
tiny dukes. And then-
Just Dukes.
and then I'm holding myself, breathing in the shit.
There are monkeys that live in Brazil that dress better than he does when he's working on things in the house.
And then she's like,
they're
"Wow."
fully clothed. you know,
1, 2, 3. Gung, gung. Throws it 2 feet from her.
I see it like it hits like a raptor
course.
straight
And
down.
then she's like, I got
course.
one more towel. I'm gonna try again. I'm like, this has got to make it, babe. I can't get
My
it.
life
but-
depends on
And
it.
then she's like, "Goo, goo." It hits the fucking
Jesus
rafter, falls
Christ.
2 feet from her. She's like, I can't. I'm like, turn off the goddamn water as quick as possible. So then she gets back and and then I'm standing there and I'm like spraying out, and then
There
she
goes
goes
your
back up the ladder.
insulation.
She's like, there's worms and spider eggs.
There's
worms in there. And I'm like, you gotta reach your hand in there.
You gotta do it Fear
It's like
Factor
Indiana
style.
Jones in the Temple of Doom.
It's like Temple of Doom.
Yeah, it's like Temple of Doom. That's
And then
awesome.
She's like, there's bugs and worms.
We are going to die.
You should clean.
I'm not even joking. Why? By the way, water company, why is the fucking water on-off thing like a Temple of Doom in there? Why does it have to be filled
I know.
with fucking earth and shit? Like, why can't it be just a clean box? Why?
There's
You can
centipedes.
clean
Oh, there's
it.
a spider.
No,
Our-
it's filled with dirt.
No,
and-
ours, my old house, mine, like
It's all dirt and bugs.
You know the story. Remember, I turned the knob and it broke off and it was shooting boiling water into
Yeah,
my
yeah.
cock
Oh.
and I'm screaming. So I put on
Jesus.
shorts and I have to run in there to shut it off. And it's full of mud. You have to dig to get down to it.
So
just had lots of
anyway,
spiders.
she Temple of Doomed it
Oh,
and
good
stuck
for
her
her.
hand
That's a good
in the
woman.
bug hole.
Good woman.
And then wrenched it out, turned off the water.
Tracy's husband's calling her. Were you not supposed to talk about the blow it in there good? Yeah, I'll cut that out, Tracy.
So then
Blow it in there good.
So I gave up on it. I went back, filled like someone tarred and feathered me with like insulation everywhere.
What's the vibe like
I'm
between you and
cough-gagging.
the wife? She's there, you're cough gagging.
Well,
now you have the water turned off. She Temple of Doomed it. What's the vibe?
Well, we sat there for a minute, and then
Collect your thoughts?
I slowly walked over to under my sink, opened it, and looked, and then the copper wire was there with an on-off switch. I'm like, oh, here it is. I'm like, all of that didn't need to happen, and that should have tipped me off
the
that
thing.
this
The only
whole
thing
fucking thing was gonna go wrong.
The only thing that would have been better is you open it and you look down there and like, somebody already turned it off. Like that's the only thing that would have been better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you have to do when you're doing home repairs. If you don't hire a professional, you should always Google everything. If you're like, hey, this copper wire is going
you
over the
should know
ceiling,
what
let me
you're
Google
doing
and
if
see
you-
how to
that's
turn
what
this
I do.
off.
I mean, like
I have no time for Google.
No time.
Wait, so did you
But
actually?
time to have towels tossed into the ground.
He actually has an airbrush T-shirt that says "No time for Google" on it. He got it in Daytona Beach. It's really
because
cool.
it's too hard to navigate the end. There's too much bullshit on there,
Yeah.
and then the long YouTube video I gotta watch. And when I'm in the orb state, I want to do things fast. I
Yeah,
don't want to
fast.
take time. I was like, I gotta do it now. Anyway,
But then you
It's
Yes,
mania.
yeah,
It's
waste
mania.
more time and damage.
No,
but
it's,
okay.
there is a bit of mania that
yeah. It's pure
the
mania.
orb, because normally, now think about it.
By the
Think
way,
about-
this gets extremely worse.
Okay.
I was about to
As it
say.
goes on, this is just the beginning.
This is
I wasn't even
just
going to
the
tell that
I mean,
story.
this
tip of the iceberg.
I mean, this is
that one,
That wasn't even one.
I didn't even put it on my list.
yeah.
No.
That was his warm-up material, everybody.
Holy
We've
fuck.
got shots. I just want to make sure you're watching time.
Yeah. I'll
Do-
rock it through this. Yeah.
I also want to point out here that remember who you're talking about. Does Tom do anything fast? The answer is no. He never does. If he has a project he's working on, or if he and I have a decision to make that's important, he is way more, 100 times more methodical. I'm reactionary. I go quick. This is the only time in your life that
No, I'll
you
disagree
do
with that.
things like fast.
Yeah.
It depends, but
I'm making the wrong. Yeah, with the company and stuff, I try to because you guys
He
are
really-
involved.
yeah,
when this is, I'm like, and me, my wife,
just
and
you.
I
the
mean,
family don't give a shit.
cutting board is
Just do
coming
it.
to mind, but
So
you know.
Oh, well, that was just, we didn't read her email. That's completely
Right,
different.
you just rushed the
Well, that's
production.
me, too. You got to blame me on that.
the people that showed up to get my granite were two old bumbling men
Yeah.
that were in probably their 60s to early 70s. And
So Jim Colbert and his friend.
they showed up, and I'm like, "Here's the granite," and they're like, "Okay." They're like, "You got a screwdriver?" They didn't have a screwdriver, and
No,
then
they did
they
not.
had nothing.
You got a screwdriver. That's how he's going to take the piece of granite.
So I got him a screwdriver,
What the fuck?
and then they started. Oh, this was. I'm like seeing myself and the fucking Travis show up trying to get some free granite.
That's one of my dad's old jokes is
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with anything. Like, my dad's there to get a drink. He's like, hey, you got a pencil on you? You give him a pencil and he just puts it in his pocket and never says
Yeah.
another word about
And by the way,
it. He's like, you got a screwdriver? He just puts it in his pocket.
These
you know what I
old
mean?
men-
Like, he didn't need it. He just wanted a screwdriver.
These fucking old men don't give a shit about COVID, nothing. They showed up. They're like, hey, they get close and put their hand. I'm like, all right, whatever, all right, old man. I'm like, here's the granite. They're like, screwdriver. So then they start trying to rip it out, right? First, they went over to it and they just start trying to lift it. I'm like, old man,
like
you
it was
are
never-
old as fuck.
Jesus
Like, you're going to
Christ.
lift this 300 or like 100-pound piece of granite.
But he also thought it was never seated. Like, it was
Yeah,
never, like,
no,
tied into the...
they
It's
had
just
no-
a loose floating granite.
Speaking of no plan was ever like truck. Like,
Oh, I was gonna say, do they have a truck or they pull up in a freaking Kia?
the guy
Hondo Gord.
had to pull my dishwasher out,
Yeah.
right? And
No.
then from a previous orb experience, the person who wired my dishwasher, not
Oh
so
my
not
God.
they're
Was that
duct
a
tape
custom- was
involved.
that a custom deal
That was
too?
a custom.
Fully custom.
And
custom deal.
I'm not shitting you. This fucking old man, he was fucking around with the dishwasher, and he let out a scream like the tall.
Is this why you didn't tell me this?
Like the tall guy from Home Alone.
Yeah,
when
Marv.
They Marv and they put a tarantula on his chest. Because
There you go.
That's really good.
Wow.
I fucking
That is fantastic.
I came running
Scream
out
queen.
because I was trying to move shit, and we're still like, where there is a beginning of thing. I come running out, and this fucking guy
Is he laid out? He's dead.
He's got on top of him.
electrocuted himself
He
on my
shit, and he
dishwasher.
shit his overalls.
He's gonna sue you, bro.
He's sitting there shitting.
And he's like, I got myself good. He's like, he's wrapping his shirt around his hand.
What?
And then he's like, I thought it was turned off. I was like, why'd you think that? I'm like, I didn't tell you anything. I didn't turn off anything. I thought you knew what the fuck you were doing,
Dude.
old man.
Oh my god.
Oh, what an
And
idiot.
so
Could sue you.
they broke it all. The guy was like, I'm gonna put this in. I'm building a house. I'm like, well, all right. And he's like, I'm gonna put this in my
Must be
new
another
kitchen.
custom house
He
too.
fucking broke it. I'm helping them get it. They couldn't lift it by themselves, so I'm helping them lift it. Anyway,
Holy
so
shit.
I'll, let's take a break.
Okay,
I'll finish
you
it
wanna-
up.
okay.
I'll tell you how we got the video of my wallet getting stolen. It's bad. It's real bad.
You want to do the toast?
No money, wallet, anything.
Well, I know what'll help you. A shot will help you. So, Bob?
Yeah, alcohol always makes things better.
Yeah, it does. Well, at least it fogs your brain up enough to make you forget what's
Clouds the
going
orb.
on. There you go, Butler.
All right. Cheers to a weird-ass week where everything breaks and the orb is peaked. But don't worry, it's fine and it doesn't really matter. I just want to get home to serve up some baby batter. Also, happy birthday, Soapy Bug. Rock and roll 90210.
But you don't serve baby batter. It gets caught in the condom.
Don't analyze it too much.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
It's a rambling.
They never
joke.
make sense.
Yeah.
It might as well have just been.
Yeah.
It's really,
Me and
Literally
Travis.
dub his next one over to.
And in 30
Shut up,
years,
we can't hear you.
we'll be getting that granite with a screwdriver.
Oh, you motherfucker.
All right, let's jump into your first little bit of music for the show. Ugh. Goddamn, tequila. I wrote these guys earlier this week. We hadn't played any ska, so now I'm just like finding bands and styles of music I want to hear. This band is called Half Past Two. They put out a brand new EP called Something Blue. This is their song Lion Eyes. You'll recognize this sax solo right here. There you go. Enjoy this. We'll be back with more of Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan momentarily. 1-844-TOMNDAN. We'll be right back. Get your skank on or whatever.
I thought you said it would be nice, but this ain't no paradise, and I can't stand to look. I'm running away, I'm running away.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and with Dan. I am Dan.
Tom.
Samantha's here, Butler's here, and Seth is christening our bathroom. What do you want to do now, buddy?
I'll just rock it through the rest of the chaos.
Well, don't go too fast. We enjoy this stuff.
Yeah. So Tuesday went okay. No major problems.
Interesting.
That demo the rest of the kitchen, all that shit.
You sent me a picture. God damn, is your house? That room is huge when you knock that stuff out of there.
Then
That weird diagonal that you were talking about earlier,
yeah.
it made the whole room look really small. But when you get that out of there, it's
it's just a big open,
ginormous.
There's nothing. It's just our house now is going to be just one giant open.
Open floor plan.
Yeah. I
That's
like.
awesome, though.
Like
That's
how
what
it should
Andrea
be.
likes.
Yeah, I like that.
But
too.
anyway,
That's why she bought this house. Like every floor is just a big room, and that's what my wife likes.
so the electrician comes on Wednesday morning early, because he wants to get up in the attic before the sun comes out.
Right.
That's what they
He's
do.
smart.
So I meet him there.
He's also probably not going to go up shirtless, but that's just a
no.
hunch. That's just a hunch.
He put on a full hazmat suit, mask.
It's the one we know, right?
Bracken.
Yeah, Bracken rules. I love that
Yeah.
guy.
So he.
also
By the way,
loves-
when I saw him put all that shit on, I was like,
The noise
I was like,
is
are you
burning.
supposed to wear all that shit? Or are you being a nerd?
Did you hear how authentic that was? He goes, yeah.
You know what that was? That was the mummy sound. You made. It was literally, you have to have that ready for that.
Here he is. It's like that.
Exactly.
I was like,
exactly what he did.
it seemed like over precautious.
It's a professional.
that's over precautious.
So
That's what you just
Over
said.
precautious.
it's bad.
I'll make up for it now. There we go.
So anyway, he's up there doing his professional thing, and then he comes back down or whatever. And he's like, hey, your WRX door is open, and I looked at it and I was like, no, I can't.
Really?
It can't be again. It can't. It can't.
Because what was this? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I'm like, it can't be.
Can't be.
Yeah, and then I go in there, and then I open the passenger side door, which it was ajar, and then I look at glove compartment open, middle console.
Oh, they left it open? Idiot.
Totally open. And but my
close it.
bucket salts were still there. I was like,
Oh,
and
they didn't want the bucket salts.
I was like, I made the joke. I was like, they didn't steal the bucket salts. I was like, I got nothing fucking else in there. Who gives a shit? They did it again, but and here's an update. They caught the original guys.
Did they?
Yeah. So
wow.
the cop called Crystal about the case,
Wow.
the original. So apparently,
Are you sure, or is he just cheating?
no,
Right.
who knows?
Was it the hot cop
Yeah.
that showed up that
That-
called Crystal?
See, you pay attention
Yeah.
like I pay attention.
So apparently,
He's over there, checking out her pubes,
the original thieves.
investigating.
Apparently were caught because some undercover cop was shopping at CVS or whatever, and these fucking they're a bunch of teens or some shit.
Yeah.
But they were robbing or shoplifting from the CVS, so they went in there, like stole a bunch of shit and ran out to get in their
God.
car. But the undercover cop was behind them at the time, so he saw them run out and he just stayed there, and so they were stuck. And then he investigated, and there's a whole bunch of shit in there from stuff they stole in the car.
Yeah.
And then
once they figure out one, they'll just start tracing
from the
and then,
videos
then
from the
they'll-
last time, they figured out that these were the people, whatever.
Okay.
And
Good.
and-
Justice was served.
Yeah.
Hopefully they roughed them up a little too.
So I know.
Jesus, man.
Which is funny because at the time when Crystal told me that, which was weeks ago, she was like, yeah, and one of the guys, one of our neighbors that got his gun stolen, like got his gun back, and the cops asked, like, do you want to press charges? And the neighbor's like, nah, they're just a bunch of kids. I got my gun back. So, and then I remember thinking at the time, like, that guy's pretty reasonable. Like, what a nice guy. He didn't want to fuck these kids' lives up, even though
'cause they're
they should
pulling
learn their
handles,
lesson.
right.
Anyway, my car's ajar. I look in there. I'm like, fuck, it happened again. How? Like, it wasn't these guys. It was new.
What do you mean how? I mean,
I know.
it's like
And then I was like, well, I made the
how do they
comment.
keep getting in my car?
I made the comment to Bracken. I was like, I don't leave anything in my fucking car. So, they didn't take the bug assaults. Good. Whatever. They looked through my shit just like last time. Didn't steal anything. And then
Fucking idiots. I'm smart.
it fucking dawned on me that the day before I was off my routine because the whole house is cleared out and stuff like
Wait
that.
a minute. I thought you didn't have routines.
Well, no,
He's trying
the,
to.
or the routine. Once I started moving everything in my house or whatever, that caused the orb to come back. This is like the catalyst to like I didn't have because all the furniture's moved into other rooms of the house, off the tile. So the at-home floor
You
store
shifted all the shit and then you disturbed all the orbs.
So,
it's like
built
on an Indian burial grave.
Yeah, exactly.
You idiot! You built it on an Indian burial grave.
Oh, I like that.
So normally
I also like that you're defending him.
Hey,
I keep my
checks.
wallet and keys and then phone at this white cabinet right when I walk in my door, and that goes back to routine. I keep all the shit, but because that's moved now, it didn't dawn on me that I didn't have it there, and I fucking had my wallet in my center console because I was leaving the gym going to pick up the boys from my mom's house, so it threw me off, and then I got home.
See, I never put my wallet outside of like my pocket.
Oh, I'm bad.
When I'm in
with
my
that.
car.
I
never
here.
leave it
I'm
in.
bad with this.
I'll put it right here. I'll put it on my passenger
Me neither.
seat. I'm bad.
But my
about
wallet
it.
is my phone too. So.
At the gym,
I store all my money in my car.
it's
It's my personal bank. Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad idea for you. your phone is extremely important. So if you had one of those phone wallets,
Like I have, yeah.
I know.
like I don't think you've ever lost your phone.
No,
because that's your business tool.
In my entire adult life, I've never lost my wallet, which is crazy to my
that
wife.
is
She's like,
crazy.
"How?" I'm like, "You? Oh, you?" Like, I'm like, "I know. I never lost my wallet."
That would
I-
explain
I-
why it was so big. Like, rings
Yeah,
of a
it was
tree, it's just
huge.
grown.
It was a
His
good
dad
thing.
wallet.
I mean, he was given it
Oh, he
brand
had, like,
new
a
when
dad
he was
wallet?
born.
It's like,
And it's 36 years.
Yeah, keeping every fucking guitar
His
lesson.
birth certificate is in there for Christ's sake.
Movie tickets.
Oh,
Everything is in
oh,
there.
bank
my
account
God.
info. Oh, it was bad. So anyway,
There's like a locket of hair when he had a ponytail that he cut off and stuck in there. All kinds of weird shit.
the trainer I go to, Michael's been really safe because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
So he asked me politely, he's
He
like,
believes in it.
don't
Idiot.
he's like, don't bring anything into the gym that doesn't need to come into the gym. Like just,
Yeah.
your keys or something.
Just come in nude.
Yeah. So I as a courtesy, I put my wallet in my goddamn center console, which is a new thing that I'm not used to. It's like it threw off my routine that I've built to try to battle the goddamn orb.
Shit, where's the water turn off in this car? I hope it's not in the sunroof.
So then picking up my boys, getting them out of the car seats and shit, I just fucking left the goddamn wallet in my center
That's
console.
an easy one, man.
Yeah.
Then because my house is totally in
Disarray.
chaos,
Complete
disarray,
disarray.
all the shit is moved. I didn't notice that my wallet's not in the same place I left it there overnight. And the fucking people,
Whoa.
some piece of
Whoa,
shit,
this
which
is-
by the way, I was
We got video of it.
I was happy.
You wanna see it?
I was like, hey, that's cool that the guy didn't press start. If they came to me and they're like,
Immediately.
we'll execute this motherfucker, like, do it. I would be fine with them executing this piece of shit
I felt like that too.
and be
whenever I
totally
met
fine. Yeah. I'd be like,
I got shit on for saying stuff like that, though.
Well, no, but like
No,
I get
Well, I
shit on
don't agree with that
execution.
statement.
Totally fine with
Okay,
it.
I get shit on Nextdoor because it's the only time I troll now. I don't troll on Facebook. I'm not going to troll you on Instagram, none of that. I don't troll on social. In fact, I don't like social media trolls. But on Nextdoor, when people they'll say, my wallet was stolen out of my car. This happens on Nextdoor every night. And I'm like, did you leave it unlocked? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, there
No,
you go. I mean, what the fuck? I'm not.
I blame myself, believe me, because I don't even blame this guy.
If
I'm like,
less people-
he's just some fucking addict, some crack
If more
dealer.
people lock their cars, then they wouldn't like. They know that you guys leave your doors unlocked.
Yeah,
That's why they pull your handles. They know
Yeah.
it's a
I don't
pattern.
know why it's so hard to click.
Because they're waiting for that one time you leave your wallet in
By the
there.
way, this is how
He
dumb
knows.
I am. This happened 2 weeks ago.
Right.
My car.
We made jokes about it, yeah.
We had the surveillance
Yeah.
camera of the first guy, and here it is. I'll show you
Okay,
the
here we
surveillance
go. All
of the new guy stealing my
long?
fucking wallet because I'm an idiot.
Oh, whoa! Wow.
A goddamn idiot.
There
Sorry.
it is. All right. Okay.
I know.
Oh my god.
And believe me, everybody yelling at me, how fucking stupid could you be? This is how stupid I am.
No need to tell him.
This is
All right,
how
here's
dumb
Here's the guy.
and
Does he have
special needs I am.
Does he have a rave jacket or anything?
And the lights flick on.
Yeah.
So
covering
he's
his face.
aware that there's cameras. So he
by the
has
way,
the hoodie
my
on.
wife locked her car.
He has a towel. He has a towel in his hand so that he doesn't get fingerprints this time.
that was smart of him.
No shoes though, so you might be able to get toe prints. He is
Toe
keeping,
prints. All of his toe prints are out there because he and his kids don't wear shoes.
he's been keeping his head down so that the camera doesn't see him under the hood.
Watch your feet, though.
He is
Oh, look
moving
at him
seats
go.
around. He is
He's
everywhere.
in.
By the way,
he
He
looked
looked at the bug assaults. He's like,
He did look at him.
Yeah.
He's like, I already got those
If
last
I was that
week.
guy, I'd take the bug assaults, right?
Right.
Why not?
Why not?
Well,
They're cool toys
Yeah,
that
but
you could.
maybe he's smart enough to know if he's carrying around a gun at
if
night,
he gets
might
busted,
get killed.
yeah.
And by the way, this guy's barefoot, and then my next door app.
Is that long hair dripping down?
No, that's the pull ties for his hoodie.
I mean, him being barefoot might be a red
he's
flag
getting
that
his-
this guy might be local and he might be like within your street.
No, he
Okay.
for sure.
They're
Look,
neighbors.
He's fully
Now-
getting inside the car.
The Jackal, who's in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/TomAndan live, if you want to watch live.
By the way, I was.
He says, "Geez, this man just locked your car." Yeah, he knows that.
He
knows.
No, I know. I know.
There
to
it
lock
is.
my- Yeah.
Okay, there's the end of it.
You realize how dumb I am. Then it takes my wallet. I know.
So
This-
how long
it's-
between the
it's on me.
time you realized that your car was broken into and the time that you realized that your wallet was missing?
There was like a good 2 hours
Ooh.
of bliss that I was
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
they didn't get
These
anything.
idiots didn't get nothing.
And then
Stupid thief.
I started thinking about it. I was like, did I take my wallet out of the center console? Then I started frantically looking around the house. I was like, no way.
This is giving. Look at that.
I was
Gives me
like-
goosebumps. Look at that.
I was like, no way I did
Look at
this
that.
again. You know how mad I was? I never screamed. I got in my car
You
and I was
never.
driving.
I've never seen you.
No one ever heard it. No one ever hears it. In my car, I started screaming, fuck, you're such an idiot. And then I was like, I should smash my fingers with a hammer.
No.
What? To teach myself a lesson.
Yeah.
Good pay
See, if you ever want to know why, because everybody calls me crazy, but if you want
I
to know
know.
why we shook hands and started the business and we're friends and we did, and we're like, hey, you'd be the perfect partner for this business I want to run. You're crazy too. This motherfucker was gonna smash his own ankles with a hammer just to punish himself, like Misery style.
Yeah. Because then I just gave it. I was just like, you know what? I deserve this. I deserve this guy stealing my shit. Because how dumb do you have to be to 2 weeks later, after this just happened to you, leave your fucking car open and your wallet in your car? You want this to happen to you.
No,
It seems
we shouldn't have to live in a society where we're worried about that anyway. We should be able to
But
leave
we
our front
do,
doors
so
open.
you have
Exactly,
to
but it's not.
accommodate
But it's
for
not.
that.
Our
Not only
fault.
do
But
we-
it's not our fault.
it just
You gotta
happened.
take some accountability.
It just happened.
Now the
you know.
first time, now I didn't say a fucking word to you on Wednesday when this
Right.
happened. I didn't because
No,
I
no,
knew.
you should
I
have
just knew.
smashed
no,
my fingers.
no.
All right,
But
you should've been like, look how
Andrea's
dumb you are, you piece of shit.
No,
Wasn't our wallet.
I would have taken it. I'd be like, you're right. Give it to me. Give it to
No,
me.
blow it in there good.
Yeah, blow it in there good. I know, and my wife's the same way. She didn't
What
wanna
did she say? That's Andrea's question in the Twitch chat room.
Oh, Crystal, she knew.
She
how,
probably didn't say a fucking word.
because I punish myself. I don't blame things on any, other people. I'm not
Sam
even mad
knew.
at this guy.
When
I don't
Sam
even-
came in,
I
Sam-
will execute him if they
now.
gave me the option. I won't do it. But if this is a dystopian society and they're like, we found that person, we'll execute him on your cue. I'm like, do it.
You just chop their hands off, right?
Yeah,
No,
whatever.
yeah,
but-
execute him.
but
I
if
don't
I-
want to see him walking around with no hands.
I'll do his feet because he sewed his feet.
Also,
But
I
in a
didn't blame
couple
this
of
guy.
nights,
Thumbs.
in a
Give her
couple of
thumbs.
nights when the guy opens your car with bandaged nubs, you're gonna be real
So,
sad.
you
You know,
got-
and
He's carrying out your
and by the way-
wallet with two bandaged nubs.
I was really
fucking crab hands.
even me saying it now. I'm like the time has made the anger go away a little bit more,
Sure.
and now I've just been like whatever. You know,
Gotta deal with it.
What did
Yeah.
Crystal say? Was she just like she?
No,
knew?
no, she
knew.
knew. She was just like
We knew. Sam knew.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Sam,
I was
Sam
so
came
mad.
in. Sam came in.
Yeah.
Sam goes because I said
because we were supposed to record on Wednesday.
Yeah,
and we didn't.
and I go, hey, Tom called me this morning, and they broke into his car, and they stole his wallet,
Yeah.
and everybody was like, was it a smash and grab? And we didn't know.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I think so. I think this time they just smashed the windows out because we all assumed
Yeah.
that
He
we
was
really
a normal
did. I gave you
functioning
the-
adult.
we really did. We were all like, well, we had the one video of them going in your car, and then we had the other. Remember, I think we had two. We had one video of them getting in your car, and then we had another video of them pulling and getting in the car. So we're like,
No, that was the other video after of the person we
neighbor's
thought. it was
boyfriend.
Right.
The neighbor's
but there's
raver
just,
boyfriend.
but we all know. I mean, based on those two
I
videos,
know.
we know that when the sun goes down, your street comes alive.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's New Orleans.
Awesome.
It's fucking New Orleans. They're throwing beads. There's titties out. It's a party. You know, Zatarans. You know, it's all happening.
So anyway, had to cancel all the.
Yeah,
who knows?
so you had
all
cash,
my business
cash
cards.
in your wallet,
gotta cancel all of our business
license, medical
cards.
marijuana card,
everything,
all
yeah.
your credit cards, business cards.
I got nothing, by the way. Now, I tried to
You
go.
lost
Didn't you go to the
You lost
DMV?
your first lock of hair that was in there. all the pictures.
I went to the
Tom
DMV.
says, I have nothing.
I went to the DMV yesterday morning early. I got up early as fuck. It opens at 8:30. I was like, I'll get there at 8:15.
Well, what happened to Wednesday? I
Gross.
thought you were leaving here Wednesday to go to the DMV.
I was, but then
No, he went
Crystal-
to Lowe's.
Well,
I know he went to Lowe's because I got flagged by LifeLock or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
because they're like, somebody stole your card, and I'm like, like I'm getting alerts on my email. I'm like, it's like $50 at Lowe's. I'm like, nah, that's Tom. He borrowed my card because he didn't have any cards,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he probably had to buy something for his build out.
Yeah. The electrician called me. He's like, I don't have enough wire.
Yeah,
so, I
so I'm
stopped
not
it.
an
Anyway.
idiot, but like again, it's just spiraling out of control. Like,
The electrician called you. There's a leak up here still. that shit is still fucking
well,
leaking.
man,
Did you ever fix that? Like, what the fuck?
and what is he saying? Like he's like, hey, there's water up here. Like
filling up a pool
Hey,
up
how
here?
do I turn this off?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't know.
No.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He's the
Listen,
We are going
give it all
to
to me.
die.
I deserve everything. So, two interesting things that happened. So, well, one is the fucking DMV is a goddamn mess right now. I got there at 8:15.
No,
I was like, I'm gonna get there early and just get this shit knocked out. Fuck it.
Smart.
They don't do reservations anymore of the
Yeah, they
COVID.
do.
Not because.
Yes, they do. My husband got one this week.
Well, and not in Seminole County.
Oh, I don't know Seminole County.
Because I called Seminole. Well, I went on the way. I even had my wife do it because I was
because
like,
I told you make an appointment.
yes, yeah. And I was like, well, it does. It says they don't make appointments right now, so I'm obviously fucking it up. Let me just have Crystal do it. She went on there and verified not making appointments because of COVID.
Oh, man.
So anyway,
That doesn't even make any sense. You should make appointments because of COVID.
I think the waiting room is like you have to wait outside.
Yeah.
I drove at 8:15.
They still do that with appointments though too. Anyway, go ahead.
I showed up and a line around the building is like, fuck the driver's license. I'm not
He's
waiting.
driving.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it. Whatever.
You're fine.
And then I'll order that shit online. So
Juan checking in. Got to go to the West Oaks Mall. The drive is worth it.
I'm ordering that shit online. I'll drive around with no driver's license. You hear that? That's fine. I'm
not sure I would put that out there.
No driver's license, nothing.
No, but the orb is.
Yeah, don't test the
I'm
orb.
putting it all out there.
You're testing the orb, and the orb's going to get you.
I'm not worried about a cop. I'm not worried about like anything. I'm not worried about you driving without a license. But to test the orb sounds.
Oh, I'm testing.
Did you call the cops? Did you show them the
I
surveillance?
filled out the press
Press
release.
Press release.
I filled out
Local
the
pod nester gets wallet stolen.
and they were like, yeah, like 15 other people the same night got the same
night?
shit.
Damn
Yeah. We got
They all want to execute him just like you.
They got 15 HD videos on Ring doorbell of the fucking people stealing their shit. It's like, all right, it's like same.
And I like
shit.
the idea of this kid walking down the street and he's like, look at all these fucking Planet smoothie receipts. This guy sucks.
You know what's funny? You know what was in my wallet? A big stack of dick cards.
Yeah.
The Timmy dick cards, the guy, because I brought them, I put them in my wallet to get Butler one day that I
we're
forgot.
Still gonna get you.
So for sure
This
they're going.
guy's gonna think
They're going through my wallet and they pull out a couple $100
let's go
cash.
pull handles on that gay guy's
how
house
much cash
again. Hey, this gay guy had
$150.
This gay guy had
He's
$150,
rich.
a bunch of dick cards.
They're gonna try and blackmail you because they know you're married with kids. They're gonna be like, hey.
They're gonna try and out you.
I'll beat that
I know you
motherfucker.
like to,
Oh my God.
I looked in your car. I know you like to shoot your boyfriend's butthole with your bug assault. You F word. He's like trying to
I'm sure they had a good laugh at all my dick cards in there. I'm like, you don't understand. I'm trying to play a prank on my employee.
Yeah.
But what if it goes the opposite? What if this guy, let's say, like, because trash people, not known to be the most tolerant, or
I thought he threw it out, like, because they didn't use any of the cards. When I canceled them all, there was no
I thought
charges.
you meant all the dick cards are still in the driveway. Thank God.
I think most people now know that you can track it, and there's cameras everywhere,
'cause
so
that's
they like the cash.
That's the first thing the copy's like, did he use any of your cards? Because we'll use that because you'll get the money back, but we'll find the surveillance, and it'll be more charges because now he's using.
No,
Yeah, it gets real bad then.
Anyway, but God, I lost track of what the fuck I was gonna say.
Well, there's been so many events. I feel like we've lived a lifetime in 1 week.
Yeah, this is a
So
lot.
let me ask you guys this, because this I found interesting. So that day on Wednesday, when I finally got to the house, I was canceling all my cards, and you guys saw me. You
And
came
I'm
here.
sorry about that, man.
No,
That
no,
sucks.
it's my own fault. Everything. This is all on me. Everything you heard.
It's funny now on radio, so it's cool.
yeah. It's fine. I'm
But
used to it.
I mean, like, sitting here
I was
watching
driving here
it,
today.
It's not that funny.
When other things happen to other people, it's fucking hilarious.
Fire truck was out my house this morning. There's so much.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, the smoke alarm is going off because the tile removal guys were there, and there's so much dust it caused smoke alarm to go off. And they called my wife, but she has her phone on silent until 8 a.m. because she gets calls with other realtors at like 6, so she
Yeah.
made it like a.
That makes sense. I do
Anyway,
my
they
like
call,
that, too.
Safe Touch call her. They fucking fire truck shows up. Anyway, that's I don't even. Anyway.
There is a way around that. You just got to make the numbers, like your number, Safe Touch, Sam's, Butler's, those are numbers that can ring through. Everybody else can't.
Yeah,
You have to go in and set it. Though.
Right.
Does it sound like I'm doing anything right in
I
life?
know. I would just maybe later tonight, if you get a bug up your ass, maybe make those numbers ring through.
Set mine too.
Shoot
just
that
so I
bug
can
assault on
prank
your
call
ass.
you.
Yeah.
This is what I found interesting. Let me ask you guys this. I'm done with the chaos stories, man. So
There's just so many of them. They just bite.
it's gonna get worse. So on Wednesday I get home and I was like, well, I'm just gonna do a Google search and then be like, what happened? What do you do when your wallet gets stolen? Now I understand.
I thought there was no time for Google.
Yeah, well, I know.
Only in the aftermath.
Well, so much have happened at this point. Once my wallet got stolen, I was like, oh, I could be under the orb's influence.
And
Like,
Google,
this is so bad. Like,
Google was the only person or entity that would talk to him at that point because he'd alienated all of us.
You know what happened? You know why the orb came back? Because I started gaining too much confidence again, and I felt real confident right
it's
before.
trying to humble you.
Like we got like some new sponsors signed. Like things are going smooth.
Yeah.
And I was like, I planned this remodel out. Like, man, like I got it all together. Like I was like, well, I'm fucking Tom Van. I could do this.
I'm fucking Tom Van.
Did you hear how,
I was super confident.
Did you guys
right before July 4th?
Okay, we just witnessed something, and somebody, Norm, clip that. Clip what he just did, because I want everybody to go back and watch the video when he goes, I'm fucking Tom Van. Look at how like it was almost like he we all disappeared for that split second he said that.
I got
motivational speaking
because when he does say it, he believes it, and nobody believes in him when he's in Tom mode. Nobody believes in him more than him.
Yeah, but that's the problem. I start making horrible decisions.
That is the problem.
So anyway, I Googled what happened. What are the steps when someone steals your wallet? Only because I know I gotta cancel my credit cards, all that shit.
Sure.
But I was like, probably they listed some things out that I maybe didn't think of, you know. And
you gotta throw some extra stuff on there. Get some shit back, you know.
Well, no,
They stole my AR out of there. They stole my CD collection with all my DJ Magic Mike bass testing CDs.
He just wants to make sure he doesn't fuck
diamonds.
up his future by forgetting to get something from his wallet that was stolen.
I'm thinking, oh, you idiot! You didn't cancel this or something that I don't know about.
How much? You really did have a lot of shit in your wallet. You can't even remember what the hell is in your wallet to cancel.
It's
been
too
much in there.
Years. I haven't. My wallet hasn't been lost since I started like 16.
Did you cancel your Bang Bros account?
20 years. Since I've had the same, like, I just transferred the shit from one wallet to another in the past 20 years, so it's accumulated the giant Costanza.
It's also a Velcro wallet, which what are you, 12? What are you?
I was about to ask if it was a Velcro.
Would you buy it at Ron John's?
Maui
what the fuck?
Sons,
Yeah, it's a Maui's and Son. Maui and
So you knew credit cards, you knew license,
Jimmy Z.
Yeah,
you knew the medical marijuana card.
Yeah, it goes through. So anyway,
Social Security, did you have that in there?
I didn't have that.
Some people do.
No, I didn't.
Little birth
got?
certificate. They have the birth
But
certificate.
Was it Rip Curl?
This is the weird thing.
Quicksilver?
Paxson, yeah. So I Googled that Wednesday after I left and got home, right? So Wednesday afternoon, I get a call from an 808 number. My cell phone starts with the 808. And
I love the
so
808
I
bass line.
answered, and then it was a recording saying, hey,
This is the man who stole your wallet.
We have your kids.
No, we have some suspicious activity with your social security number. We're calling from the social security. This is a recording. I knew it's bullshit, right? So they were like, we got some suspicious activity, a social security number, and then the first thing I thought was like, that's weird. Like my wallet was stolen literally at 4 a.m. I'm like, so
I've gotten that call for the past 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. So, but they were like, press 1, and so I pressed 1, and then it goes straight to Indian call center. Well, I knew it was a scam from the beginning. So the Indian call center was like, hello, do the social security office with a bunch of chaos going on in the background, a bunch of people saying
you can hear,
they're doing the same thing in the background.
And so I hang up, and then I keep
people.
getting these calls, right, over and over. I never got this about the Social Security before, and then so my question to you guys, was it because I Googled what happens when
No, because I got literally the exact same call.
They do it all the time.
Like the past 2 weeks, I've been getting calls from Social Security number. They're like, well, you've had suspicious activity on your Social Security for the past 2 weeks, so it must be a thing that they're doing.
It's just a random
area.
I think
just
basically your
coincidence.
orb made you like coincidentally line up perfectly.
But because I've gotten
how would they know your number from your IP address? You know, even if I was on a site earlier this morning doing some stuff for the show.
Well, my number's public as hell. Like I got it everywhere.
Well, no, I mean
it's associated with the business.
But your
billboards.
My point is that because I logged into this site, just because you log into Google and you type in, let's just getting a new social security card. Let's just say that's the thing you wrote, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there is a accurate way for a call center to take that, take your IP, trace it back to you, then find your number, and then know that you were the one that searched that.
Well, my question was, does like through some way, like, you know, obviously Google sells advertising, and then,
sure.
So Google sells advertising to like based on search results too. Like if you're searching for something, then Google will inundate all your social media and everything you have with.
Like I'm looking for a new car now,
butt
so
plugs, constantly butt plugs.
well, no, like mine is all cars.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm looking for my lease is up, so I'm looking for a new car. So it's all car shit.
So
your stuff should have been like lifelong.
I got it.
and stuff
Actually
like that.
got a new car, but like now it's all like car shit.
Because I honestly didn't get these calls, or like I got tons of scam calls, but not this particular one. And I've gotten like 5 or 6 in a row. They keep calling me before, and I just wondered. I threw it out because I was like, does this have anything to do with the fact that I searched?
No.
What are you doing then?
It's just a popular one that's going around right now.
In the past week, I've been inundated with a bunch of false.
Oh,
Two
Christine,
people already in the chat said they've already
I think
got
Christine
it too.
solved it. It because tax season is over. It like you know the calls
Sorry,
that you.
Well, you got
you're
till
in-
the 15th because
Well,
they extended it.
yeah,
but, yes.
but I mean, if you think about it, you know, like that makes sense.
So yeah, it could have been pure coincidence.
I
But
think it
I was
was.
like, I wonder if they sell analytics search results to some sort of third party company that then they sell it to fucking scammers. You know, like I was like, wonder if it has anything to do with that.
Let me talk about something a little more like sick, like a sick feeling. Is there a weird like relief though that you don't have that big fat wallet that you like? I'm being serious, because it was look. We've all seen it around here. We've made jokes about it. It had a lot of shit in there. Probably a solid 70% of it wasn't needed.
Yeah.
Do
this
you
may
feel
be the catalyst to go to something like a money clip or something.
Butler was talking about it this morning, and he said this might be good for you to get like something a little smaller, a little easier to manage.
Streamline it, man.
Yeah, I know. It's just about there's so many like there's like we got 3 business cards. I got credit, like 2 personal credit cards, ATM, my medical marijuana, my
But you
ID.
don't need to carry your like. Why do you need to? Like Andrea taught me this. She's like, why do you need to carry every credit card we have?
And technically, you actually don't need to have your marijuana card on you anymore. You can actually they'll look at
They
it.
pull it up on the computer.
Yeah.
That was what I was most concerned about.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck!
I sent him like the form.
I didn't give a shit about the business cards or anything. Did you see me searching? I was like, Samantha was
I
like,
had to
help me.
help him.
I'm like, fuck the business. I need my goddamn THC.
Yeah.
I went in there to do some computer maintenance because one of the computers here was making a noise, and I went in there and your screen came on, and it was the medical marijuana registry, and I was like, this motherfucker's priorities.
That's all.
Which, by the way, he needs his license to get it to get a replacement. So
it's fuck it. So
It's
my
a
other
recommendation, guys. It's not a license.
So-
it's a recommendation. You don't need it.
And I'm done talking after this, except for we'll go on with the show. So my other thing is,
I've never seen you look more flat. You're just defeated, dude.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And his hair's like flat poofed. Everything has been just.
I ran out of
squished.
product.
I'm sorry, buddy.
man.
Anyway,
Happy birthday, Crystal.
so I came up with this new thing that I think is a thing. So follow me with this. You know how remember where you
Locking your door. So I'm gonna invent this button on a car that you hit, and it'll honk your horn and let you know that you locked it.
Crystal told me, she's like, well, at least you learned your lesson now. And I'm like, do you know me? Like, do you know how fucked up I am in my head? Like, for sure this will happen again. For sure.
I say
like,
that's Andrea.
I am a betting man, and I'd put
You'd bet against yourself.
I'd bet against myself of me of
Yeah.
this happening again. Like, this will happen again. I never learned my lesson. Like, this is part of my fucking dysfunction. Anyway.
Also,
so,
how sick are we that he's saying that and we're all like,
it's true. I laugh at myself.
Well, I believe it.
no, we
There's
like,
a reason why I'm saying it.
we're in business with this guy.
Yeah.
We're like, yes.
Makes me very nervous.
I mean, it makes the show funny.
Everybody should be nervous.
I'm nervous.
My wife and most
This
my
makes me
kids. Oh,
a little too much.
No, they're fine actually.
They're goners.
I just texted your wife. They have the bug assaults. They're fine. They're happier in the pig and shit.
Protecting their home with the bug assaults.
my kid. I pass this on to my kids, so they're fucked.
Oh man.
For sure. Tommy or Max, they're most likely one of them got it.
Which one's more Orby?
I think Tommy is.
Yeah, I think so too.
Unfortunately,
It's the name. It was your fault.
I know.
You just had to carry on the name.
Oh, this morning he had a bandana on his head at the Airbnb. I'm like,
He had a bandana like you?
Yeah. He wants to be. He wants
Hey,
to be.
Daddy, can I go into the attic nude and look for leaks?
I'm like,
You took a cold shower after that, right? Or did you?
No, I jumped in the pool.
That works.
Now it's just floating in a layer of a type. So when your kids jump in, they just
it's just a layer of it.
It is a layer of fucking asbestos on the pool.
So remember when we used to say that the poor person's only only thing that he could say when they had nothing, no other recourse was, I'm going to sue you.
I'm going to sue you. Yeah.
So me and Daniel made this joke before, like plenty of people and I say poor, but dodos. It's not poor.
I've had
dodos.
listeners tell me that before. They don't like something like, I'm going to sue you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're not, but.
Dodos say, I'm going to sue you a lot because when they have nothing else, like if they're mad at you, they'll like, I'm going to sue you because they.
Well, normally it's like, I'll sue the fucking pants off of you.
But they have no.
You won't.
Yeah, but not only that you don't have a lawyer on retainer, you also don't understand the whole
system. You know how much money you're going to have to come out of pocket to do that?
But not even that. Like this, what you're even talking about is not.
It's not a suable offense.
And
it's not actionable.
No lawyer or whatever take the case, and you don't have enough money to even pay a lawyer to you could sue anybody for anything, but it takes a bunch of money wasted. Anyway, I figured out the new I'll sue you. So Crystal, so she's been extra busy in the past couple of weeks. Like people are buying and selling a lot of houses.
Best.
Which is great because we all thought kind of, we saw it take a dip, and then Crystal was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. And like, she's been super busy, which is fantastic.
Yeah. And so she had a call the other day, and she answered the phone, and she put up a house on a BDM that's for sale, right? So she gets a call from a person that says like, hey, I want to show your house tomorrow at 6. So she's like, okay, no problem. I'll set it up with the seller and whatever, it'll be the lockbox. You go and there's a lockbox in the house. The house is empty, so whatever. And so she's like, yeah, you could go there at 6. The lockbox is there, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, cool. So she gets a call, like a text at 6 the next day, and they're like, I'm here. Where are you at? And then Chris is like, what? And then she's like, I'm here to look at the house. Where are you? And then Chris is like, wait, who is this? Because she didn't know what.
Or like what house? Like, because she's dealing with hundreds of houses. It's like, whatever.
She's like, what is. So it turns out this guy just found the house on Zillow or some shit. And he wants to buy a house. He doesn't have a realtor or anything, and a guy and his wife. And then so he just found like Crystal because she's the realtor.
She's the seller's realtor.
The seller's realtor, but there's a buyer and a seller's realtor. So he just called her and then said it in a weird way, like I want to show the house, as if he was a realtor. But he didn't say I want to see it, and I'm not a realtor. I'm a buyer. Because then she could have figure that out for him, but she's like, I want to show it, and that's the standard practice, right? So then Crystal's like, well, I wasn't prepared to meet you here. I didn't realize you're not a realtor. You need a realtor to represent you, and
I thought I was just putting it on the books that you as a realtor are showing a house that I'm selling. It makes sense to me.
The guy flips out, and he's like, I've never seen so much unprofessional behavior before. How dare you? Like, this guy's a crazy person.
Of the guy, I was digging through a car last night, and I found a wallet. This motherfucker.
And a dick cards in there.
Had the audacity to put dick cards in a wallet I was stealing. How dare you?
My accomplice was under 18.
And then, so Crystal's a professional, so she's being nice to the person. She's like, hey, I'm sorry, if you get a realtor, we could set it up, but like if you don't have a realtor.
And even though she didn't do anything wrong, I know she felt terrible, though. I know she did.
But it's not even, So
not
this
her
guy,
fault.
So then this guy says, which it makes sense, but this is the new I'll see you in court, where he's like, oh, well, I'll see you on social media. And then so that was his like only threat that he could have.
Sir, you have 14 followers.
well, no, I mean, I got a direct message from him, and he told me Crystal's a Nazi.
Oh shit!
So I realized, I was like, that's the new I'll see you in court from Dodos.
Try and ruin their reputation on social media.
I'll see you on social media.
Social media, cancel culture.
I said that a few times.
Of course you would.
I'm a verified user on Twitter. I will fucking bury this company.
So person,
that came out a little too perfect.
This fucking idiot thinks that he could throw around I'll see as a threat to try to get what he wants, even though it's fucking his fault and he's a crazy person. But I was like, that's the new I'll see you in court is I'll see you in social media.
Little does he know
threatening.
that her husband works for a podcast that has a bunch of followers that if he tries any shit.
But Crystal was like, fuck, why? And she even said, well, why are you doing this? I done nothing wrong to you. Because honestly, because dodos can go and then start trying to
ruin someone's life.
Not even ruin someone's life, but just say Bart and Crystal did making up shit, and then now it's out there. And what if someone saw that and then decides not to work with them? And that's gonna happen. But people do that shit.
False accusations are still gonna ruin people's businesses.
Yeah, people do that. You know, I mean, like Christine said in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Negative reviews are powerful. Yeah, they can be. They can also be lies.
But they're also good when they're warranted. You gotta give bad reviews.
But that's why BBB was so good, because they vet all that shit. Because the internet's a fucking cesspool.
Because people weaponize it and they make it bad.
Everything I put was true.
but I also think there are ways to do it. And no bullshit, I've read a few of your reviews trying to dig up some that would be funny for the show, and normally you're pretty fair. You just talk about the thing that you were upset about.
I don't know. He's pretty.
He doesn't. Nobody does it say this place should be burned down and everyone should die, because that's what some people do. But I haven't read any of those.
I found some.
Oh, send me those.
One of them was bad.
I'll read them.
But I mean, that's what it's there for. If someone fucks up or does something really bad,
he doesn't understand the process. Did she? And almost this is a lose for her.
But he wanted to throw that out there, I'll sue you, because he was mad.
Threat,
because she
was he not even responsive to her if she were to say, because
it's all on her because a narcissist piece of
because
shit.
it's dangerous to explain, because sometimes you try to explain then you insult the person for basically telling them they don't understand the buying and selling process of a home. And then they get mad that you're seemingly making them look dumb, which you're not. You're just trying to educate them.
No, he just went straight to I'll see you on social media. And I don't think he even posted anything. It's the old I'll sue you. We've heard that before from people, and you're like, all right, go ahead, buddy. You don't realize how fucking complicated the product. Go ahead and waste your goddamn money. But social media is free.
Norm,
so you could just go on social media and start bashing someone.
You could. I mean, people do it all the time. Norm brought up something I didn't even remember, but it's really, really funny. We put up our replays of every this show. We're going to put up a replay later today or tomorrow morning of the Friday Free Show on YouTube. You just search Tom and Dan Live. You can go back and watch all of our shows. Even though they're not live, we'll do a full replay. But Norm's there is one guy, and there's one guy, I think we all know who it is, that gives all of our videos 1 thumbs down. Every single video. They're dedicated, and they've committed themselves to every time we post a video, whether they watch it or not. Arguably, we know they're not watching it. They just give it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
There you go. We all know that guy. Petty weirdos, and
and I just found it interesting. I was like, that was the first time I realized it's fuck, that's the new I'll sue you.
Now let me ask you this:
social media some bad shit about you, and that
I think that social media is becoming it's weighted so heavy, and people use it so much that I think there will start to be recourse in these type of things, and I think that we will start to see, and we probably already are. We will start to see people going and vetting what you said, and if it's incorrect, then almost retaliation, canceling you for not being credible.
Kind of like what Facebook's doing and everything.
I think
they're correcting the ship.
Fake news type stuff.
We're gonna have to go there. We're just gonna have to go there because there's just too much out there. It would not be fair business-wise. Imagine if Crystal then lost thousands of dollars of her business because some guy that doesn't understand the process of buying and selling a home, and then you just got on there and said that she said this. Well, I mean,
it's all bullshit.
That could be true. But you are the one that caused the problem because you didn't understand that I don't work like that, or
or there's nothing stopping anybody from
saying anything,
from bashing anybody on social media and then making up shit, and then some people could see that and be like, oh, I don't want to work with this lady because this person was mad about it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, there
I didn't know that you can have Facebook remove negative reviews.
That's what. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
Companies, even if
when we ever get a negative, if somebody like they sign a contract for the gym, your contract.
Yeah.
If somebody tries to get out of or something like that for
sorry,
absolutely
you
no
signed the
reason, I'm
contract.
sorry, you signed the contract. I mean, we're really good at if you move, if they're sick or something, a job, of course. But if it's for no reason at all, like I'm sorry, you signed a contract.
Yeah.
So people will go and leave out reviews, and then we petition, say, look, here's the contract. This is what blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and it gets taken off.
Yeah.
If it's false information, it can get removed.
Interesting.
But if companies, like bigger companies, if you leave negative reviews or tweet something or whatever, they'll contact you to try to get it off, and then they'll offer you shit as bribes to be like, hey, if you take it off, I'll give you this because it's worth that much to them. In fact, that
happened to me very recently.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting it from. I didn't know you want to talk about it because Butler's part of the problem.
Oh, no, what happened?
What?
What was it now? What happened?
Oh, well, mine had to do with
Wait
my,
a minute.
my
Well,
phone.
hold on. I don't even know what's happening right now. I feel like I've whiplash because I feel like I just saw the orb jump from you to Butler.
Yeah, I felt it. I was like, it hit
kind
me. I
of
was
ping
like,
pongs.
Yeah,
back and
did you
forth.
feel that?
Yeah.
Well, mine. I had I left a review about my phone getting broken, and then a company fixed it, and
Sir, you
ended up
dropped
being
it.
well, no, my dog knocked it off the bed and it broke, and so I took it to a place to get fixed, and when I got it back, it was subpar, the replacement.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
I left it be, whatever, and I ended up leaving this company a pretty negative review on social media, and this guy called me, the owner of the company called me, was like, hey, you got to take it back in there, we'll fix it all free, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no.
I'll suck your dick, man.
But as long as you take off the review, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't take down the review. I just added on to the review. It's like, guy reached out to me. I might take him up.
So, but you know what the problem is? That because people learn that, they've abused it.
Yes.
And so people will abuse the fact that companies will cave based on their social media posting or bad reviews. So it's a slippery slope where now a lot of people, especially pieces of shit,
such as like blackmail.
But that's a legitimate gripe,
I used your phone. It was a hunk of shit.
I wasn't doing it to get anything.
Of course,
I was just letting this. Someone posted, "Oh, this is a
Yeah.
great company." I was like, actually, I wouldn't take it there. I had all this happen, and they ruined my phone.
But for sure, horrible people have realized they'll use that as leverage to get free shit from whoever they want, because companies don't want the bad review. So for sure, people are taking advantage of it. There's
I changed my birthday to the day of every time I go to Outback so I can show the waiter on Facebook that it's my birthday.
I'm going to leave here and give this podcast the worst review of all time. See if you call me.
Joke's on you, not even recording. You've been sitting here the whole time.
We're just letting Tom have therapy right now because he's got to get it off his chest.
Also, jokes on I don't even know where that is.
Yeah.
I would never see it.
I'm just drinking White Claw.
I don't even know how or where you would review us.
No, there's no.
Yeah, we have a few people that are bitter people, but you know what's funny is that normally you can figure out exactly who the fuck the person is. It's not that fucking hard. Also, they usually have an axe to grind or some sort of bullshit. You could
read bad reviews. Like if something's got all 5 stars and like 3 1-star, you go and read them, and they're all from dodos or sometimes. And if a company or a product has like extraordinarily good reviews and there's a couple bad ones, you go read the bad ones. It's always like it was raining and this or
it wasn't their fault. It was something that
we were looking at ice makers recently, and then the ice maker they put a video of the ice maker doing
makes too much ice. 1 star.
No, it was like it was like fucked up, obviously broken. Like and guess what? Like shit shows up broken. You could just tell the company like, hey, it came broken, and then give you a new one.
I hate that on like Amazon when someone puts a bad review and they're like, it came, the box was all banged up. Well, that's not the person that sold you the items fault.
You need to talk to UPS, homie.
Yeah, and
because that ain't
So they went to the extent of taking a video of the ice maker, making a loud sound, and be like, look at the sound it makes. It's like it's obviously broken, and if you just tell the company, they'll send you a goddamn new one. But instead, you took the time to write this long bad review in the video. Why? Because you're mad that it showed up broken? Like, yes, things get broken. Like, and the company would probably gladly refund you and send you a new one, but instead, what is that? Like, is it because you feel like they attacked you? People are such a piece of shit narcissist. They're like, you attacked me personally by sending me a broken thing. So I'll attack you. What?
I'm the opposite. Like, I feel like I'm more connected. Okay, let's say I order something and it is broken. But then if the person is like, oh my God, you know what? I'm same day.
Give them the chance
I'm going to same day you out something. It's almost like I'm more loyal now that I've seen them do something good for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I'm more opted to, even though it was broken, I don't care whether it's broken. Shit breaks. But the fact that you gave a damn when it was broken
I mean,
goes a lot further than
customer
even the
service goes a
product.
long way.
Even in the product, sometimes I will just use something because of the person. The product's not even that fucking good.
And also,
you know what I mean? Like
Daniel,
Jaybirds, my earbuds.
yeah,
That's it.
they're not that good.
He'll deal with
But
this.
their customer service is dope.
with like sometimes
They've replaced every single set I've had. Sorry.
a BDM will like dispute a charge with their credit card company instead of like contacting us first.
They do it all the time. And please, the blanket statement. Contact me first. I'll refund you fast. Well, a lot faster than the fucking bank will.
Yeah. And so when they dispute it, we get charged like what is it, $150?
Okay, so
bucks
so when it's like
so it's like a fraudulent charge.
It's a fraudulent
that we
charge, so we get a $35 fee, and then our bank you tax on like another $150. So if you do it that way, we end up losing about $200 versus me just losing really nothing other than just what you put in. So if you're $35 a year, I'll just give you $35 back.
So it's like let the company now. If the company tells you to fuck off, then write the bad review. But it's like
I won't ever
things
do that.
happen.
No.
Like
I'm not in the business of telling people to fuck off.
Yeah, so it's like
I am.
yeah,
You know that all sexy too.
But what is it where you're not rational about anything? Is it back to dodos, right?
Irrational?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No. I know you're. But it's like, why would
Entitlement.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like
I'm important. My shit shouldn't have been
yeah.
broke.
And it's
also
like you
think that-
attacked me personally. Like this
No
company
one gives a
fucking
fuck
sells
about you.
sells ice
They want
makers.
your money, asshole.
They sell ice makers online. You got a bad one. You tell them like, hey, I got a bad one. They'll probably be like, oh, so super sorry. We'll expedite it, send you a new one. But don't like, hey, look how loud it is. It's a video, long bad review. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's like completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
You
All
didn't
right.
need to do it. Let's take a break, come back, dump them out.
Yep, we'll
All
do dump them out.
right. We got news today or no? You skipping news? Fuck the news?
Do you have any good ones?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, he's sad. Now we got to do at least a couple.
Do you know how hard it is for me to find
No.
good news nowadays? Like, I literally search for
I know, yeah.
I know you do.
Okay.
20 minutes.
I'm glad
On
you
the
put so
way-
much
All
work.
No, no, no.
On the way here, I look at Yahoo.
You know how hard it is to look for news while I'm driving this tampon car?
COVID, Trump.
Yeah.
No, that's literally all there is. It's COVID,
I know.
COVID,
I got
Trump,
nothing.
COVID, riots, COVID. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm gonna play some Tony Rage music.
All right.
Remember his
A
band?
dying regime?
Yeah, for some reason, I woke up this morning and was playing them in my car, so I'm going to play some of them now off of their Shuttles EP all the way back from 2013. This is Swells. 1-844-TOMNDAN. We'll come back, we'll finish out with news, and then we'll do a little dump them out. So if you want to get a last-minute email in, now would be the time. show@tomandan.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler's here. Seth is on news. Let's jump into news with Seth. Because we have a limited time, I'm just going to give maybe a little bit of this. All right.
Awesome.
There we go.
Wait, I'll just end it. NARPs.
Yeah, NARPs.
There you go, good. Okay.
Seth, hold on.
What do we got here?
Douche Bro News.
Nothing brought to you by today? Okay.
Nah.
Okay, let's go.
We don't have to sponsor it all the time.
Uh,
You don't run the show, do you?
No, but if I can,
I'm sure there is.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna
Been a
do.
long.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'll
Bobby.
do something real fast.
I
I
know,
don't
Bobby.
want to do the naked happy birthday, but I wish Zach's girl Andrea a happy birthday for this following, because I don't know if I'm on next week, so I'll wish it now. It's not till next week, but.
That's my wife's birthday today.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
a lot.
Oh, what are you gonna?
Was she paying me in hot sauce to wish her happy birthday?
What did you
Oh,
get?
yeah.
This is the hot sauce deal.
The hot sauce
So
deal.
you're
What-
sending her a nude photo for her birthday?
Well, I don't know if I could do that. So I'm
Wait,
just gonna wish
Zach
her happy
from
birthday
Ohio?
now.
Yeah.
Andrea? Oh, she's a horny lady.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought she wanted the
she'll
nudes.
gobble you
Maybe
good.
just
I
like
don't-
an
I don't know
outline.
if I'm at that point in my
And she's
career
very
yet
attractive. She's
where-
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
haven't seen
you
it.
might want
She's
to.
very
Maybe I
cute.
should
You
do
might
that.
want to see
Really?
if you can pump her up. You give her
He'll
some-
watch too with a
Oh, yeah.
camcorder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll also suck your dick. I think so too.
And you can go.
He'll kiss you for sure.
Yeah, he'll kiss you for sure.
You-
I can't promise the dick
I don't know
sucking.
about the lips. Are the
You can
nipples
go
in?
on the spoon. He'll eat it. I think so.
He might.
He'll at least put his tongue in it.
Yeah.
I mean, this hot sauce
I did
is
that
good.
to myself one
No,
time when I
come
was
on.
a young boy.
Don't do
I've
it.
told this before.
Come on.
Salty.
I ejaculated
No.
into my hand, and then I did this. I did this. Just
No, no.
I was like, I wonder what
You
this
might
is.
as well
No.
try
And
it.
yeah, it's mine.
No.
And I
If
go,
you're making
I
a
tried.
woman swallow,
Did you do
need
that
to
with
try it.
doo-doo or pee-pee? Don't
No,
do
but
it.
I've done it. I've done
If
it
you're
with
making
pee-pee.
your woman
I've done it with pee-pee.
No.
Yeah, if you're
swallow
making
your cum,
woman's-
you should taste
Yeah, you
it.
should
Today I took a shit here, and it was darker than normal, and I reached down in and grabbed it.
No, come on.
Was it black?
Oh, wow.
Why do you gotta face
It was,
me when
it
you
was
do
a
need to
little
go to the
black.
doctor.
It was a little black.
That
I
could
almost
be
threw up.
blood.
That's why.
Yeah, it
No,
was a little
it's
black.
fine.
But then I had the cum in my hand, and I went,
No.
No.
and I was like,
I don't taste anything.
A little tart.
I think it was like 12.
That's gross.
All right. Well, so
It's too old. You're goddamn 8th grade.
Too old? No.
I think you're going into.
Well,
You're in
how
high
early
school.
do you
You
come?
listen here, boy. You're in 8th grade. You're too old to taste your own cum.
I remember having
That's a fact.
What's the sweet spot to taste cum?
I don't know.
pre-cum comes out really early. I remember being a little
Pre-cum
tiny kid.
doesn't count. I was
Yeah,
talking
it's
about.
got to be full.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Load.
I'm just saying.
Load.
You asked how when it comes out, stuff still comes out.
It's gonna
even
be
when
a
they're little.
lumpy, thick oatmeal loaf.
Come on.
I picked a store because I'm nerding out. That's why I wore my shirt today. The never-ending.
I can't understand a word you're saying. I'm kidding.
You guys are making me. I'm gonna do this and
Nope, you're
catch fucking
exposed,
disease.
though.
Goddamn. The Never-Ending Stories childlike empress is starring in an 80s fantasy tribute film. How cool is that? I think this is the coolest thing ever. I'm sorry.
All right.
The childlike empress, who I had a huge crush on as a little kid, has grown up and she's taking the lead in a new lo-fi fantasy film alongside 80s faces like Sean Astin, Ray Perlman, and Christopher Lloyd. Of course, it wouldn't be an old-school fantasy flick without some Jim Henson puppets. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Tammy is starring in an executive producing a new childlike fantasy film called Man and Witch.
You want a hot take? Jim Henson's puppets overrated.
How dare you?
I'm just saying they're not that good. Fraggles? What the fuck is a Fraggle? You know what that looks like to me? Any puppet I can buy.
Well,
buy
that's fucking
that's the
fighting
whole
words,
point.
sir.
I can buy that shit at Disney Springs.
Dude, the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie was awesome. Those are all Jim Henson
That's
puppets.
literally the best.
Overrated.
Yeah,
CGI or death. Puppets are.
She's still really pretty.
Yeah, no puppets for
right?
me.
How old is she now?
I can get both of them here if you guys
That's
She's
want.
got to be in her
question.
40s, right?
Because I'm friends with Noah.
Are you friends
We
with
talked.
her?
I talk to Noah still every week.
Every week we
Wait,
talk
that's
to him about.
wait, that's the crackhead guy.
She's
Stop it. He's
47.
not- You're not going to say that when
Tom.
he's here.
I won't say it to his face.
47
Well,
years
let me
old.
listen to this. That's me.
No, I won't say it to his face.
He'll never get all the way through. Like what is he gonna?
Yeah. What,
There's
he gets
too
to
much.
he gets to the last 7 minutes of the show, and I'm like, he's a crackhead, right?
There's too much. No one just randomly listen. Like I'm gonna, this podcast is 2.5 hours. I'm just gonna sit through it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit through the whole thing, and actually, let me get a pad out so I can make some notes. Wait, did he call me a crackhead? I'm gonna rewind that.
We just talked yesterday about he's moving to Vegas. He's sick of California. He's moving to Vegas. He wants a good place to train, so I hooked him up with my buddy in Vegas. So he's gonna.
Yeah, what's he want to train? Not smoking crack? Let's start there. Like I've lost some weight, but I'm no athletic feat. I'm the old Danny Denny. I'm a podcast. I got the podcaster scallop body.
Yeah.
But I will say, step one of getting healthy: stop smoking crack.
He was injured from filming the movie The Neverending Story. He hurt his back, and he was out on rehab, or he couldn't do stuff, so he lost.
There was
lost
another
weight.
guy that did that. The guy from
I mean, when you hurt your
from
back,
Greece,
you get
Jeff. What's his name?
you get on
Yeah,
pills.
40 years ago. Like, how long ago was that? Like,
It was a bad back accident.
when did Never in the Story come out?
80s.
I love you.
Yeah.
Yes.
85.
Yeah.
It was like 30 years. More than 30 years ago.
It's so funny because now the whole chat room, they were mad at me at first. They're like, how dare you say that? And Tracy goes, oh, God, no, it definitely looks cracky.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, that way. Yeah, Daniel's
cool.
jokes come from a reality. Like he's not just
No,
calling this guy a cracky.
They were saying how dare you because you besmirched the good name of Jim Henson.
No. I'm saying it's fine. I'm just saying it's overrated.
Dude.
I mean, Nirvana, overrated. Jim Henson, overrated. I mean, they're not that good.
I
Big Bird
disagree,
looks
sir.
like a... Big Bird is... I could make that an afternoon with my daughter. I could. I'm creative enough to do that. It's not that good. You guys act like Jim Henson was a god. He was not. He was a puppeteer. Now, he might be the best puppeteer, still a puppeteer.
Yeah.
But the puppets are just iconic looking. I mean, there's no other. I don't know.
It's the nostalgia that props it up for you. There's so many other guys that make puppets right now that their puppets would like literally destroy.
But they wouldn't be anywhere without the Jim Henson kind of model.
That's what nostalgia people say.
If it wasn't for Jim Henson, be another fucking puppet nerd.
I don't think so.
No, everybody likes to say, "Look, hey man, if it wasn't for X, there wouldn't be." No, there probably
like
would
the
be.
new Dark Crystal that came out a few months ago, whenever that was, half a year ago now. Those puppets look amazing, and they were just kind of based off of Jim Henson's original
But
puppets.
the original Dark Crystal puppets look kind of shitty.
Yeah, so like people give too much credit to like if it wasn't him, like for
people
for
give
us,
too
it's
much
like,
credit for me.
Yeah, like you guys started this podcast, and
You guys are legends. You're fucking pioneers. No, we're not.
If we didn't do it, someone else would.
Well, other people were podcasting before us.
Of course.
Yeah, no.
And we just had to do this. This is out of necessity. Look, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Listen to my stories. You think we're some revolutionary pioneers?
But what I really want to do, if anybody asks, ironically, what I really want to do is make puppets.
Yeah. Like, look how dumb I am. My business partner holds his doo-doos.
I didn't hold it.
Don't give us any credit.
I didn't hold it. I went through it.
Yeah,
like
you mush it
around. I know you do it too.
When I was younger, I did it just to explain because you want to know what it.
Well, I do it like a gold miner.
And
I do it like a gold miner, and I look.
I'm not on this team.
When you're little,
you're not on
this. I've never taken shit and smushed it through my hands just to see what it feels like.
My whole wall as a kid had poop doo-doo smeared on the walls.
What?
Why?
My dad.
Why?
My dad thought.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
My dad thought I kind of had a problem. I guess.
Well, you did.
Sociopath. You invite him in here every week.
I don't invite him in.
Hold on. We asked, why did your walls
I
have
don't know
poop
why I
doo-doo
did
speared
it.
on the walls?
I
And
don't-
then you're like, my dad thought I might have a problem. But then explain why the doo-doo's there.
I don't know.
We know that. And
Because I used to do what Daniel did, and I
This is what I did. This is what I did. I looked at the toilet. I was like, "Ooh, that's dark." And then I reached down in there with a toilet paper hand, and I just poke it a little bit to see if there's blood or anything weird.
Okay.
And then I go and I wash my hands in hand sanitizer.
Okay, so I used to.
You went full hand.
I used to poop in my hand.
No!
Okay. All right. There it is. There it is. There it is.
What?
Welcome to the show, Big Bird.
And then I put it in the toilet, and then I had to wipe it on the wall.
Why would you put it in the toilet?
There's a perfectly good sink to wash your hands in.
Why shit in your hand and then put it in the toilet?
No, I was.
You need to go get a psycho evaluation.
I don't know how old I was. I was old enough to poop in the toilet by myself, obviously, but not old enough to realize
It melted in your mouth. Not in your hand.
that wasn't smart. I don't know. And I had wallpaper, so I remember peeling the wallpaper off.
Hiding your shit on.
No, and doing it on the white part because the wallpaper was dark. So I'd peel it off to get it on the white part for some reason. I don't know. I can't explain.
You're a
my
nightmare child.
There's other stuff I did too that I did not say on air.
It's a bold statement, but I'll stand behind it. If I had a son like you that shit in his hand and then wiped it on the wall, I'd push your stepmom down the stairs.
God damn it.
I'd have to do something. I can't
There's
control you. I
therapy
can't
or
control it. I
something.
gotta hit something.
Yeah.
So she gets pushed, and it's not fair, but it's the process. It's the process.
I wasn't around for that. Okay, I'll move on.
Mother's dying.
Lidl, which is a grocery store chain in Europe.
Lunel?
Lidl, L-I-D-L.
It's called Littles.
Little. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
You guys doing who's on first? Little.
The guy's name's Lidl. Is that a little store? Okay.
But I know I've said that before, but that shit isn't funny at all. Like,
hot take. I like it.
Those guys are.
You put it in the Jim Henson
They're
file.
like the comedy geniuses. No.
I think same people that own Aldi.
But what if Oscar the Grouch and Big Bird did it?
Like no one's named Who. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Who's on first?
Yeah.
Oh, yep,
Right.
he's on first.
Yeah. Abbott Costello, you stupid.
It's a Bonnery.
Anyway, this grocery store chain is very sorry after revolted mom finds lizard head in vegan bolognese dressing. Polly Wheaton, 47, popped out to Lidl to buy the ingredients to a vegan bolognese. Oh my God.
Why would you wait? Bolognese sauce is a meat sauce,
Like a meat spaghetti
right?
sauce.
Why buy Vegan bolognese.
Same reason people buy vegan sausage like I do, or vegan burgers.
Or
'cause you want the
tofu.
taste.
Just take the fucking mask
How
off.
dare you?
Just take it off.
But Tom is always
Jesus Christ.
you've always said this, and I've always agreed. If you hate,
Don't cough near me.
if you systematically hate meat, then
They don't hate the taste of meat. They hate the fact that animals
I
die
don't give
from
a
it.
fuck. If you hate meat and hate the processing
take.
of meat, then you got to go away from meat.
And I even
Sorry, you
I've-
get nothing to do. You don't even get fake meat now because you turned your back on meat.
I've asked my wife, I was like, well, what about like they have genetically produced meat where it's literally biologically
Right.
Oh, they 3D
same.
print it. I saw an article. Did you see that? They can 3D print a vegan steak
That's
now.
not part of the Petro diet.
So no animal has to die. And I've asked Chris, I was like,
it's
would
got,
you eat
it's
that?
got,
Yeah,
it's
no.
got fat veins in it,
Yeah.
and it's fake.
So does my cock.
No.
I was oddly shocked, and I actually
I
got turned
shocked
on.
by that.
I got turned on a little bit.
It's like your heart skipped a beat for a
I
second.
did. I got verklempt.
Let's get through it. Get through it, poo-poo hands.
How dare you? I'm poo-poo hands.
Well, at least you used toilet paper. He
Yeah.
went full hand.
I
always
need to
rap.
feel what it felt like. I remember.
Why?
No, you
Fuck,
don't.
I like said. Let me get through this.
We broke him. We beat
So-
him down. We beat him
So
down.
this mom bought ingredients for vegan bolognese for her twin daughters, who are both 20 years old. But as Isabel got to the final few mouthfuls on her plate, she was horrified to find what looked like the scaly head of a reptile in her food. And there's a picture here. It looks like a chewed up snake head, like mangled fucking snake head.
Now, did they get mad at the grocery store chain?
The family thinks that it came from a jar of sauce or tin of tomatoes from the supermarket.
Raise your hand if you've ever found anything weird in a food item you purchased.
I know I have.
Just hair, but besides hair.
I've never found anything.
I'm trying to
Oh, and I
think.
get mad.
I found from a restaurant, but not in a processed food.
Yeah.
Like I've never opened a spaghetti jar and found anything weird. But I remember I did find a Band-Aid in a salad I got when I was living in Deltona.
Really?
Yeah, it was an Italian
fucking
restaurant.
weird.
You'll remember it. There was that restaurant called We Love New York Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And they had the biggest pizzas. Remember, I think I ordered one for your house one time as a joke because they would make those pizzas that were like,
Yeah, the
they're,
giant ones.
they're too big.
Yeah.
You can't even fit it in a house.
Yeah.
So I got a salad from them. It had a Band-Aid in it. It was super gross.
Yeah.
But
I got a pit in my pitless olives once.
I don't think that counts.
That does not count.
I was so
I
mad.
don't think that counts.
Crystal got the tip of a glove in like a macaroni salad one time.
Oh,
Tip
yeah.
of a glove.
Yeah, like
a
someone
latex glove?
Like
Yeah,
they had
like
a
a
glove on,
latex-
they were cutting, and they just sliced the glove tip off.
And I was like, ew. But, you know, she was like,
Food curse.
The best part about this is that the mom says that it was traumatizing, and her daughter still can't eat properly after this. So
Well,
that's what happens to people. They get
again
fucked in the
though.
head.
Why are you
Now she
getting
plays
mad
with her shit.
at the grocery store chain?
And see.
Because for you to take it out on the grocery store chain,
Yeah, they don't know what's in there.
Yeah, like they get. I don't know if they know how this
No, they
whole
don't.
process
Don't.
works. Like they buy the products from manufacturers to like sell the sauces and stuff. They stock them and then they add an upcharge. They resell them. So it's like they didn't put the fucking lizard head in the goddamn can of tomatoes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the company that made the goddamn can of potatoes. So you're
I did
outrage
find
is-
little. You know what I did find? This wasn't that long ago. This was probably maybe a month or two ago. I found what looked like tiny blue aquarium, like fish aquarium rocks in my ground beef.
Really?
Yeah. And it was
That's
from
fertilizer.
Publix.
Weird.
that may have came from like the cow ate that and then through the processing.
Wait, a
like
cow
it-
ate
bright
fish
blue.
tank rocks?
Well, it's probably
Ate the fertilizer and didn't digest.
Yeah, it's probably
You
is.
weren't. You weren't.
So do I have
was it
superpowers now?
You weren't getting organic grass fed.
I doubt it.
You didn't read my diet. I said
Yeah,
No, I
grass
did
fed.
not. No.
for free that you didn't say thank you for.
Grass fed.
I didn't read it, so I'm not going to say
Oh, I
thanks.
read it. Oh, it's intense.
I once
mean,
had a
it's
little.
not intense.
By the
Andrea
way,
got through it. Andrea got through the entire Petro diet, and she was like shaking. She's like, I don't think I can do this.
Oh, come on! Don't scare people.
by the way,
I once had a little
No,
skeleton
people
at the top
write
of
me
an
asking,
apple.
"Is this intense? Can I do it?" I'm like,
You can do it.
I'm going to look at it, and I'll
Hold on,
tell you if I can do it.
stop.
It's not going to be easy
Of course, it's not
because eating shitty food is easier.
easy. Exactly.
Everybody knows that.
Did you hear Travis?
I was trying to ignore
What did he say?
Damn
He
it!
said, I once had a tiny skeleton on the top of an apple. I went, that's not.
It was like a little like it was like either a small bird skeleton or like a lizard skeleton. It was like at the top where like it had grown. It was like it was gross. It was like right at
So
the
the
top.
apple grew over the dead.
No, it had died, and I guess it died at
Yeah.
the top of the apple, and like they had harvested, and then it just been whatever, and it just rotten on the top of the apple. It's disgusting.
Like in Jurassic Park's
I used to have a
amber
picture of it.
mosquito.
It looked like that.
Like the animal died and the apple grew around it.
Did you
No,
pick
it's
this
not-
apple from the store? Did
It
you
was
see-
black at the top. I swear to God, I had a picture. I'm probably still digging my phone. It's still in there.
Wait, did you buy it at the store though and didn't see it? And then when you got home, you
It
saw
was in a bushel, like one of those plastic bags.
Yeah.
I've never had
That's pretty cool.
any of that. The chat room though
Chopper believes
has this one from. There's some really weird ones. This is from Dork. Dork from I don't know. how you say
Dork's
it.
on first.
It says we found a Barbie head in a jar of marshmallow cream one time. That's very weird.
That is
I could see how that's
extremely weird.
Let's see.
found it
There
in a
was
jar of
another
fluff.
weird one. This is the worst one. Gianthorn123 says I got chewed gum and salsa at Chili's once.
Oh,
That's bad.
someone did that on purpose,
believable.
right?
That's bad.
believable.
That's believable and
See,
bad.
Okay, at restaurants it's different.
Yeah, it's
because
got to be
it could-
prepackaged shit.
Because restaurants, it could be like a purposeful like
Yeah.
attack on you if you're a dick or whatever. But
It could
So-
also be
I
a
did-
dum-dum that was chewing gum
of course,
and it
yeah,
just
yeah.
fell out.
So, but
Which-
I
we're-
drank
But you
a
would
giant
know if it fell out.
Yeah,
you're
but
not chewing gum anymore.
But you wouldn't get it.
so the
You'd leave it.
If
no,
you,
I'd toss the fucking salsa out.
Not me.
If you're making a giant tub of that shit, and they're like,
Oh, I'd scoop it out there.
No, that just means you care about your job. I wouldn't. I just leave it in there. It's fucking Chili's.
is it okay? Because the people that take it as a personal attack, like, and get like super mad at the company,
Like
as
this
a-
woman.
Yeah. So it's like, do you think now there could be negligence, and maybe the company's running a negligent operation and not taking the proper safety precautions?
I mean, they do have a pet
know.
store in the supermarket too.
But so there, yeah, maybe
That's a
it's
great
like
idea.
you want to be a whistleblower to their negligence, but most likely it was a common accident and it's not a personal attack on you. And people take it like, oh my God, you like why? It's like it's a narcissistic behavior to take it as a person. Like the company's just canning shit and some fucking thing fell in the can.
It's a warehouse.
Like, it's an accident.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that you are personally offended and you feel attacked and like, how dare they? And this is this is now ruined food for you. All this elaborate, grandiose shit. But can't it just be an accident? Like, what happened to like? All right, it's an accident. Like, let the company refund your fucking can of tomatoes or something.
You
like,
bring up
does
something
it have to be a giant thing?
No, you
that
bring up something
Why?
that I
Psycho-
talk about with social media people, and
psychological.
it kind of goes back into talking about reviews and everything else. We live in a time, and I truly believe this, and I hate it. You know I hate it. I don't think there's any mistake making now. We live
you're
in a time where if you make a mistake, you're completely villainized. You're hung out to dry, and they'll fucking cancel you.
Thank God I made a mistake
Because
in 2009.
you made a mistake, but there's no mistake making anymore.
And by the way,
By the way, these people that will like literally crucify you for making a mistake, they've never made a mistake in their life.
And that
That's
whole
not true.
canceling shit is it's warranted in some cases,
It
but
is.
it went too far. It's like the
It
dodos
is too
saying, "I'll take this up on social media." Now the dodos now feel empowered to try to like cancel anybody for some stupid mistake. As time goes on and more, especially people start working on their own or whatever, like producing their own media and stuff like that, it'd be hard to cancel anybody because they don't work for anybody. Like for us, you cannot cancel us, no matter what. Like you can put whatever you want on social media. You could email our sponsors. Guess what? They'd be like, we make a lot of money from them. Thank you.
Yeah, well, but people,
You know, like,
but we also feel
we're not
like,
pieces of shit either. So it's hard. For,
Why would we
but-
want to even be in a position where we'd want to be canceled
But-
or have to be?
But that's
why would we?
But you know what? Also,
I don't want to live that life.
You have
I
questionable
blame-
people do news.
That's true.
But,
I get,
but
If
again,
anything,
I get email about you.
Yeah.
I
You did
just,
distance
I,
yourself
really?
himself.
I just
Sure.
deleted.
Like bad email?
yeah,
Oh,
we got
yeah.
one.
Fuck,
With
a
what?
lot of people don't like you.
Yeah.
What do I do to anybody? I love everybody.
You
Fucking asshole.
You're abrasive.
You are you, and when you say things,
Oh, read that email.
I mean,
Are you being serious?
Hippogate.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
forever ago, and I apologize.
Well, there's
it was a
been other
mistake.
things.
let me see if I can
It's
find
fi-
it.
yeah, okay, so
And I wrote the diet so you couldn't be hippos anymore.
God,
I'm joking.
there it
I'm
is.
joking. I'm joking. That was a
fine.
joke.
Kabam!
That was a joke.
people
That's
get
a
too
joke.
sensitive.
Yeah.
Seth doesn't like fat girls.
No, I love that.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
What are you
Who
talking
gives a
about?
fuck what Seth
No,
likes? Are
no,
you
this one,
fucking
no,
him?
Look, I'll bring this
Who
up.
gives a shit?
I'm not going to say the
Yeah.
person's name because you should.
Oh, I know. I want to know.
No,
I'll
because
go
you,
find them.
you should be. Please don't say
I'm
it. You
joking.
should
I'm
be
joking.
allowed to.
You can say whatever you want. of
You
course.
should always be allowed with this show to not agree with something you hear and email us and get a friendly response back. I am not in the business of having people listen to me and then say, well, either take it or leave it. Fuck you. That's not what we do.
Okay.
Well, at least me.
Yeah.
I don't do that. If you want to email me, you're going to get a response back normally, unless I'm too busy or drunk.
Yeah.
This particular guy, he says, I once called something out on Facebook, and you suggested that I contact you privately if I had an issue in the future. You were cool about handling it then, so I felt comfortable contacting you now. Hence the
That's
reason
good.
I fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because you should be comfortable telling me anything.
Yeah.
He said on the last show you were discussing anti-Semitism. Seth clearly states on both sides in response to anti-Semitism being bad or abhorrent. I realize it's a slip of the tongue, but it's a slip of the tongue to someone who has already been homophobic, misogynistic, and otherwise disgusting towards people he sees as less than. It's not a rare event. You have a huge platform in the city, and you've let him get away with some questionable statements. But where do you draw the line? How long do you let a person who demeans and puts down people on a regular basis use your big-ass network to get out his message? There are so many people doing good in our community that you could be bolstering. Do you ever question why, Seth? Thanks for hearing me out and always being a source of comfort in my ear. And then he just signs it out.
It's funny. This goes along with the same thing.
By the
where
way,
it's
we
like-
don't get a lot of those. That just came in last week.
People
I don't
think-
want to shake your confidence because I know you're sensitive.
Yeah, that hurts my feelings. Like,
I know it does. I know it does. But
I make out with dudes. I love gay people. Like I put on an act first of all for like the misogynistic shit most of the time.
Yeah.
Like
It's just
you don't
fucking-
need.
joke.
You're not on trial. You don't need to defend
just
yourself.
saying.
Seth, you're fucking around, and that's the
Yeah,
thing.
I
Like,
fuck around.
Also,
You don't need to defend yourself. I look. I wasn't even going to talk about this. In fact, I emailed the guy back. I said, hey, I appreciate you letting me know. Noted. I heard it.
Yeah.
Take it up my butt because he's the only one that
No.
gives a crap.
Oh, I
Also,
like that.
Not true.
like,
That was sassy.
See, that was nice.
See, that made you feel bad? Well, sometimes some things that you say make other people
I know
feel
you're
bad.
on their side,
Yeah,
Sam. You made that clear to me many times.
Well,
Whose
listen,
side?
people.
Everyone else is against me.
No one is against you.
Sam is.
If you
No,
feel
she's
bad,
not.
that's the thing.
Oh,
That's
he's
on
gonna
you.
cry.
Like if you hear something, and we're not talking about Seth's not talking. I said the same thing, and I know I'm defending Seth with the whole hippo controversy last time, but it's like he's not talking about you. You're hearing it, and you're saying he's talking about me. That's on you. You are putting that in your head. Yeah, he's saying that, bro. Yeah, but he's not talking about you. That person listening at home, they took it as a personal insult. He's not insulting
Well, if
you.
he's describing a certain type of body style and he's equating that with hippos, he is talking about you.
No, but he's not. He's
Well,
talking about
the
a genuine.
one that fits that
you're-
description.
You
but
are
the hippo
personally
thing, like, hold on, the
taking it as
hippo
attack.
thing. If the hippo thing, if we're gonna go back there and talk about that, man, I've said some fucking way worse shit than anything fucking hippo, and nobody puts me on trial or files off an email about me.
It goes back
so
to-
the point is,
it goes back to intent.
We're on a show and we say things and we kick stuff around. I don't want to take that away just because somebody got their feelings hurt because they might be assuming that Seth is calling them a hippo.
This person,
That's ridiculous.
This person's assuming that Seth every day is like, I'm planning. I have this grandiose plan to get on Tom and Dan and to make people feel bad because that's my goal in life. Like,
But I don't. No,
what
no,
are you
no.
talking about?
No, I don't think any of this goes.
He said that. That person
No,
said.
hold
like-
on. I understand what you're saying. I understand what he's saying, and I understand how Seth feels. But I think it's even less than that. I think he just wants to fire off. He heard it. He heard what Seth said. He didn't like it. He wanted to fire off an email to me, and he wanted me to say, "Noted. I got it."
Yeah.
I think that's all that. I don't think it goes any further than that. And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is coming
Me-
from my
me-
wife because I bring this up with her because trust me, when we do this show, I want to please everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
And you know this. I will obsess. An email like that will stick in my brain and I'll obsess over it all weekend thinking, no.
We need to
it's
fire
not-
Seth. We need to fire Seth.
No, I will not think that. I'll think, though, that I let this listener down because I don't want anybody that listens to the show to ever think in some way that we are hateful people that want to alienate other
no.
And I don't want any
humans.
listeners to think
But
that I
you-
actually feel that way.
But
and
you
think
run
that
the
way to
risk.
them.
No, it's dangerous. You run the risk when you make fun of things like we do. You alienate people. You do.
Yeah.
You always will.
Right.
And
That-
with
and
with
you
that
can't get
come,
around
you know,
it,
live
yeah.
by the sword, die by the sword. It's just going to happen. And I am a weird bird in the regard that I will say the worst fucking shit you'll ever hear, and then I'll also fucking cry because I hurt your feelings. Because there's a weird detachment there in that I don't ever really, you know, like I know what it's like to grow up and be bullied incessantly my entire life. And for some weird way, there's a disconnect there for me when I play really, really hard, but I never, ever want to hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he emailed. I thought it was a great email. I don't necessarily think that he hates you in any way. I don't think the listeners...
He wasn't a dickhead about it.
He wasn't a
just stated
dickhead
his
about it. I
feelings.
think he just, he heard it. It didn't sit well with him, and he just needed to get it off his chest.
Yeah.
And I support that.
And
I
also,
think that's the way the show should be.
I just assume that people know us from listening to us, and people should know that we would never let anybody on the show that we thought were purposely trying to have some sort of evil agenda where they were trying to spread some sort of hate. Like, that's the last thing we'd ever do. We know, why would we ever...
Now, Jive Turkey brings
accept
up, he
that?
says, the email points out Seth's history of negative comments. It seems like the emailer expects action taken. I would agree with that, but I don't think that he said, I don't want Seth on the show. I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to have him. I honestly believe it doesn't go any further than look. Because he even said that. He's like, I can say things to you. You've made it like comfortable for me to tell you the things I dislike about the show. That's going to happen.
That's fine.
That's just going to fucking happen.
And again, it's intent. Seth's intent is not to hurt anybody's feelings, but we like having Seth on the show because he's unfiltered and he just says shit. And
goes
guess
hard.
what? When you say shit, sometimes it's shit that's like, whoa, and then that hurts people's feelings. But if we start diluting that down and we start getting to like, well, let's tailor our content to not hurt anybody's feelings, guess what? You're going to be like, this fucking sucks. And because that's the way it is. It's like if we start controlling what we say because we're worried about hurting anybody's feelings or whatever, just know that we're sorry to hurt your feelings, but it's not our intent. It's not Seth's intent to hurt your
And I
feelings.
think I make the same mistake you do, is I think people actually know me better than maybe they do, and they know inside my head of what I'm actually thinking and feeling.
Yeah,
like
That's
that.
probably true.
So I make that mistake and just saying I'm gonna say this. But
Like,
I think,
they'll get my
I think
sense of
they know-
humor.
They get my
Yeah.
sense of humor and they get how I really feel. But I'm just gonna say this. So I think I make that mistake.
And we've
that
let's be
disconnect.
honest, we've created the character and exaggerated.
Douchebro news.
We've
Yeah.
exaggerated the problem. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, no,
And
no,
when
no,
you
no.
exaggerate the fucking problem,
make it worse.
then the guy, we do.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what Seth's all about. I do, and that's what I emailed back. I just want you to know that.
Okay, thank
that I emailed him back and I said, I appreciate you emailing me because I always do. If you email me something, a concern about this fucking show, Tom and I care about the fucking concerns. We do.
Yeah.
Or we wouldn't have quit our jobs to start this fucking job. But I said I have to disagree with you because that's allowed. And doesn't mean that I hate this guy or you or no, it's just you're not going to always agree. It's very difficult for me. I want to please all of you guys, but I just know it's not possible. And it's something I'm working on daily with my wife. I have to get her to talk me down.
If he wants a picture for his birthday of me singing "Happy Birthday" naked, I'll do that. If that'll make him feel better.
Listen, I got an email. And I literally probably one every 6 months of someone like negativity. Like I get nothing. Like but the person was mad about the Mythbusters thing, and it's funny what people will hear, especially because we talk
What'd
a lot.
you do?
They hear what they want to hear. It was the person that was mad because they were like, I heard you say that Carrie Byron should be happy that people post all these pictures of her. And then I'm like, I didn't say that. I didn't say she should be. I'm like, I wonder how she feels about it. Anyway, but, so it just goes
Well,
with like,
you worded it in a way of like she should. I wonder if she feels flattered.
yeah, but
wouldn't she
I
feel
asked a
flattered?
question. I didn't say that she should.
I emailed the guy back too, and I know exactly what was said. And it was the question that Tom and I were trying to get to the bottom of, which was we never answered and it was completely missed, was that we wondered if any celebrities actually like that. And that question still stands.
Yeah.
Because there's
But-
got to be somebody
but
that does.
People hear me saying they should like it, and then hear me saying, and then kind of reverse engineer like who I am, and then like, well, you're one of them. You're one of the bad ones that think that you're misogynist, you're sexist.
No, but that goes
I'm-
back to my thing, and I even said it when we were all kicking that around, and I think some people even had a feeling that maybe because the email in question, I know the one you're talking about, said that, Samantha was, weighing in saying, yeah, it's creepy, it's weird. Yeah. But my point was, yeah, we get that. We understand it's creepy. We're not debating that.
Yeah.
We know what creepy is. We're debating whether or not is there a person archetype? Is there somebody out there that actually is okay with that or enjoys that? But we're in a weird place right now because sometimes even asking
there's
the
got to
question,
be somebody.
Yeah.
But,
Well, she
Right.
also like took a sexy photo shoot.
But that
so
doesn't mean
it
that
does-
she's cool with random people putting together nasty collages of her.
No,
you know what I'm
say
saying?
that.
She
Yeah,
got hired to do something on her own terms to do
Yeah,
it. So
but-
it's two separate worlds.
True,
there.
but it leads me to believe that she understands her
the power of her image. Sure.
Yeah, and
she'd
then
be a stupid
agreed
person. She understands.
to do a sexy photo shoot for.
You're not doing it because you want to be
F&M
less popular.
or Maxim or whatever. Yeah. So it's like, well, then it's like, whoa, what she thinks about it.
But let me
yeah.
finish my point.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
point is that we live in a weird time where sometimes even questioning it, even the asking of the question, which is what we were doing. We weren't trying to villainize her or say it was okay. I don't think anybody in this room would ever say that a woman, having somebody like Photoshop them to look like they're having sex or have a dick in their mouth. Like
Well,
nobody.
that wasn't even it.
But
They
I'm
just
just
took
saying nobody
screenshots
would
of
support
Mythbusters.
that.
Yeah. Of
But
like,
nobody
yeah.
would support that. My point is that with that, you can't. Sometimes you get to a point where you can't even ask questions anymore because just by asking the question, people think you support it, and that's not fair.
Yeah. It's it. But at the end of the day,
God, we
like
get
I
all
said,
serious.
we get
End of the show.
very
Not
few
fun.
people.
We do get very few. We do, and I'm sorry you had to but Tom and I talked about it, and I wasn't gonna not read it or tell you about it.
Well,
I support all of our listeners. I support you. I want everybody to be happy, but we're just not going to always see eye to eye. It's just not going to happen.
Well, the reason why I even brought it up in the original Daniel, I don't think wanted to read because it's easier. Like Daniel said, the guy got it off his chest. No,
I didn't. I never not want to read it. I just I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
because I want everybody to be happy.
Yeah. And I found it interesting because I was like, that person has painted an image of Seth and his intentions that are inaccurate. You know what I'm saying?
agree.
And I was like,
I agree with that.
I mean, he's just fucking around. We're all just fucking around.
They also
Like,
don't have the knowledge that we have of Seth. They don't spend time with Seth. They don't work with Seth. They haven't known Seth for 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would be very scared to think of what people think of me after listening to one fucking show. It's gonna be bad.
Well,
It's gonna be bad.
We
bad,
live in a
bad.
time that our listeners are listening to us. No one else. Maybe there's a random, some people
But
come
we're
on
not
with it.
used to that yet, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
We're not used to that yet. We're still using the constructs of the old way to guide the new way.
Yeah, it's funny because I see people with other podcasts talk like they're on CNN or some shit. They'll say well, I can't talk about this because that will cause a bunch of problems, or I don't want to bring up this.
But I think you should be able to talk about anything.
But anyway, I'm like, you are now in the mindset as if you're on a national TV or worldwide broadcast.
Right.
You're on the fucking BBC. You gotta watch your words or whatever. No offense to this podcast or whatever, but you probably have at most hundreds of listeners. And that's good. That's actually really good. But it's who's listening to you? You're hundreds of listeners. Those guys know you. They're friends, family, other listeners. They've probably been listening to you. So you're watching your tongue as if you're talking to 10 million people. Because they don't it doesn't cross their mind. They're oh, I'm talking to this group.
Right.
And they might as well be your friends or whatever. Now, doesn't mean you shouldn't watch what you say. But why are you watching what you say? Are you nefarious, or like, are you a piece of shit? And therefore you have to like, hey, I better not say those things I'm thinking, because that's different. Because then that means you're a piece of shit. But if you're not, then well.
Chat room checking in. Some people think Seth is gonna cry. Some people think he's not douchey enough. Let's see here. I'm just trying to. No Joke Fridays
I just
is
get
back.
hurt a lot. I just get hurt easy.
What happened to Big Tim? Yes, he's still around. He's just taking a break from social media, but I think he's back on there.
By the way, for every like one bad email, which we don't get, we got one in the past
we'll
months.
get like 1,000 good. Look,
Yeah.
I get it, but I
Everybody-
just want the listeners to understand that you don't always have to agree with us, and you don't always have to like what we say, but I want you to feel like it's okay to email us and tell us that. If you think that the direction is weird or skewed or whatever the fuck, I mean, that's going to happen.
It's funny. It's I watched that Jim Jeffries special on Netflix.
Yeah, I heard it's really good.
Yeah, it's good. But he was talking about that, and he was talking about things like he said
Oh,
on Netflix. He's
for true stand-up comedians, this is a very, very strange world to be in.
And he's like, I did a Netflix. He's like, I'm still getting shit from my last Netflix special. And he's like, my job is to go up to the line and then find that line or whatever. He's like, Netflix put it out. He went through standard and practices and stuff like, whatever it was, like 7 years ago, whatever's, or this first special, whatever. He's like, they deemed it okay to put that on their network because that was the line then. It has changed.
Right.
And so now I don't say those things anymore. But he's like, for you to go back and
it'll
then
change again.
And and then it's, it'll, and then he made the joke about like in the future, he was talking about millennials. He's like, you'll be the old racist people one day, and then and then your kids will be like, the same joke.
Man,
Like,
I got a text
like
from...
my daughter married this alien, and I don't like it. You'll be the whatever that new shit is.
I got a, because this is the world we live in. I got a text from like Drew Garabo like 3 days ago or something. I was sitting here at the studio and everybody had left, and he's like, holy shit. He's like, I'm going through some old tapes of some of the shit we did back in the 90s, and he's like, oh my God. Like he was just floored. He's like, there's no way this
I deleted
ever...
all my old podcasts.
That's probably a good idea.
Every single one.
That's probably a good idea. Let's, rather than do that, let's do a little bit of this.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I want to see your topics. Ooh, I want to also see your bottom mix.
I'm checking out the chat room again. Yes, people, to answer the person's question, people do get really upset with Tuttle. I got an email from a guy that was very upset of the way that he treated his father. See, you're going to get something about everything, I mean, it just happens. And for somebody like me that's super sensitive when I read some of these emails, I mean, you should read the ones that I read about myself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It is bad.
Again, that's his fucking dad.
He knows how to deal with it.
He knows better than you.
Look.
People get that's what pisses me off.
I didn't say it. I'm just saying
I want to
what
tell
I
these
read.
people to go fuck themselves.
Oh,
Because
hot TikTok.
grow up.
it.
Like,
Fuck you, listeners.
Fuck you, Jim Henson's
not
puppets.
listeners. Hey.
Emailers.
Not even emailers. The people that are like, I'm mad at how Tuttle treated his dad. That's his fucking business. It's his dad. Like, do you think he doesn't know? Like, you know his dad? Like, why are you personally offended for some other people? It doesn't make any sense.
It's funny.
But I know you can't explain feelings, but fuck your feelings.
Yeah, let's. Hey, wait! You got to give credit to what did that's Oh No Radio Show, right? No, wait. Fuck your dreams.
That's
Sorry,
Fuck Your
I'm getting
Dreams,
everything mixed up. All right, let's go through Dump 'Em Out. You start, buddy. What are we digging through here? Or Sam, you normally guide this. Where are we going?
Let's see.
What's
We
Tom and
got-
batteries? What is that?
Remember this week he tried to change the batteries in his keyboard? That was Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, Tom. Now, tell me if you know this. I'll just say what it is. Raise your hand if you knew that every device that takes AA batteries, somewhere on the device will have a picture of how to put the batteries in it. Raise your hand if you knew that.
I don't know if I know that.
Uh-oh. We're working with donuts.
Look at the choppers. It's two Smarties and the chopper.
I mean, when you open it, usually it shows the direction when you open it, but
no, there's a little. It'll be like either a sticker
picture.
or it'll be etched on there, but it'll show you. It'll be like a battery with a nipple end. And the flat end, a battery with a nipple.
But I don't
and a
know
flat,
if that's on
and
every
it shows
single
you,
thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's on
it's on
every
everything,
single
yeah.
thing. Trust
I
me.
agree.
Trust me.
Don't backpedal.
You're part of us.
My wife was texting me.
Seth, beat him up.
I'll cough on you, bro.
You already called me 3 times already.
Yeah, that's. I saw you ditch the mask after Butler gave you COVID. I would too.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
bro.
he went to England like last week.
Have you guys been tested at all?
No.
Because if you get tested, you have to tell everybody if you have it.
Yeah, we don't
I'm not
wanna
gonna do that
Doesn't
shit.
make me
I'm just gonna let you guys.
Every week I get it. My girlfriend gets tested every week, and if she has it,
that poor woman.
every week.
every week.
That
She got it yesterday.
Poor woman.
No, from her work, and I was like, I was gonna have her quit, and I was like, no, actually go, just so you can get
Have her
tested.
quit.
Well, because it's a long story.
I'm treating COVID like
This is how it
anybody
starts.
treats a zombie bite in all movies, where you
Yeah.
see it on your ankle,
put a
or
bandage on
and
it.
then you're like, well, better not tell these people;
Yeah.
they're gonna kill me.
Well, you don't tell them until they have to kill you, and then you look at them and you're like,
yeah. Until you turn,
and you're sweating. You're like, you better go ahead and do it. You only got a couple hours. I'm gonna eat your head. Okay, what's next? We got Tom's car got broken.
Well, we
into.
didn't say.
what
Tom
happened
was
with
trying
it?
to figure out how to put these batteries
Oh,
in.
that's right.
He had no idea that there was a diagram, and he's just shoving them in.
Yeah,
crazy.
so
no, it's a
you can
time.
tell wherever there's the spring. That's
Okay.
the.
Come here.
That's the negative.
Don't lick
God
that.
damn it.
Ew, you licked it.
First
Oh,
of
you
all,
got
I've
it.
been staring at this
Sure.
white.
Oh.
I've been staring at this white pube the entire time.
White
You guys do-
pube?
Look, come look. It's like
No.
dangling straight
Hold
up in
on.
there.
Who's
It's a
got white
pube.
pubes?
Jim Colbert.
Sorry.
It's
He's
literally
the only
sticking
one.
I
straight
found a
up in
white
there.
pube the other
Oh, I
day.
just ate it.
Oh, you
COVID
got
Tony's
it.
got white people.
Oh, that is COVID
we just
Tony.
we just interviewed him on Wednesday.
Come on.
Oh, I thought you meant Tony
You guys really
Pagliari.
spray this?
No.
You guys
No,
don't.
not at all. Never.
So this is Seth on this thing. Where? Okay, look at it.
Uh-huh.
I know you're gonna search for it now, but
Okay, that's a older
Daniel's like-
model Apple. It's
so
an
right
older
so I
here.
put
model
batteries in, and I was like, it
Bluetooth.
doesn't work. And
So I'm
Daniel,
guessing the batteries go
It's
here.
just for the people not watching. It's
wait,
an
no, here.
older model Bluetooth Apple keyboard that takes regular AA batteries.
Yeah. Okay, I would open this. Is that open?
well, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Did you?
Do you know where
would
to
you
put the batteries in? Do you
think
see a
that-
I'm thinking right
Do
there.
you see a
right?
diagram?
Oh, right there. Yeah.
You see a diagram?
Those 2 little nipples
Yep,
going that way.
there
Right?
you
Yeah,
go.
well, that's, yeah, I just didn't know that it was printed on every single piece of electronics.
Yeah, because they don't.
But
Here's
still,
the
if
thing.
you looked in it and the spring is on that side, that's where the flat end goes.
If you put them in
I
the
work
other
for the
way,
spring, yeah.
here's the thing. It won't
negatives.
work.
I see.
All right. I visited my mom.
Yeah.
How's she doing?
She's doing fine, but we all wore masks. We went swimming and then sat 6 feet apart on her little deck, and I was a complete nag and an asshole about everybody wear your mask, step away from Graham. It was, and I'm here to tell you, it was fucking terrible.
So not the most pleasant visit.
No, so don't visit your loved ones right now. That's my word of advice. Is just let them die. There you go. And
I'm
send
the
me an
only-
email about
I'm
that.
the one from the family that stayed home for 4th of July. They all had a big family get together.
No, not
and-
supposed to do
And
that.
I stayed home, and they all got mad at me for staying home.
I didn't want to do it. In fact, I was supposed to do it over July 4th, visit my mom, but I decided not, or the weekend before, I think. But I decided not to because I chickened out of visiting her and wearing the mask. But this time, it's been so long, and being a sensitive guy, I just wanted to see my mom, and I saw her, but it was bad. So anyway,
Does anybody feel like they just want to get the goddamn COVID already, get it
Thank
over
you.
with?
That's
Like,
what I'm literally 50-50 now.
Just give it to
like,
me.
I'm scared to death, but then I'm like, fuck.
Give me the shot!
I feel like if there was a
Well,
company
you can,
where
apparently you can get it again. though,
Yeah,
'cause
you can
Tom
get it again,
Hanks
that's
and
right.
his
But at least
wife
you're
were
good-
saying that their antibodies might be wearing off, and they might be
But you're
susceptible to
good
getting
for
it again.
3 months at least. For
Oh,
your,
3 months, you're fucking crazy.
Exactly. I would go balls to the wall in 3 months.
I do everything.
Like what do you mean balls to the wall? Like licking handrails
I would
and shit?
stand
Like,
out
like,
of a sunroof
coke
with my
off of
top
buttholes and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah.
What else we got?
Dan no longer has a sporty car.
Yeah, I got a
new car.
I got an SUV
Got a
now.
dad
That's why you didn't tell
SUV.
me what you got, because I was like, "What you got in your car? What'd you get?" And you're like, "Yeah, I got a new car."
Yeah, I got a dad car.
It's nice though.
It's nice, but it's a
Can we
dad
at least
car.
get it painted in tampon style?
Well, it is white.
Oh.
So
If I paid for it, would you do it?
I would do it.
Yeah?
If you paid
The
for
plug.
it. If you paid for it. But
This is a
Andrew
good time
would
to
be
bring up my
mad,
raise.
mad.
I don't care.
But I don't care either. I married her, and I don't care. So if you want to tampon it up, we can do that.
Dan's poo-poo revelation.
We dipped
Is that what
into
you okay?
We did enough.
Butler's dryer repair.
Yeah, what happened with that? Because why are you and I guess I just don't understand why the two least capable members of the show hire the least amount of professionals to do jobs.
Well, because I did hire somebody to come by, and they told me it was going to be $500 to fucking fix my dryer.
Right, to get it right.
No, I can do it right. It's a fucking heater element. It costs $30 on Amazon. So it's arriving today.
Does
my
anyone
dryer
believe
shut
the
down.
chopper can do it right?
Where is
I
your
want you to
dryer
film this.
part? Where are your dryer parts right now, Butler?
They're strewn all over my front living room, but they're fine. It's great.
What a great! I'm gonna send you some
There's
pictures.
no way
Oh,
he's gonna
the
remember how to
pictures are
put it back
phenomenal.
together.
It's like
right?
Sanford and Sons.
Yeah,
It's great.
because like he was sending us texts. He was like, "I'm waiting on parts."
He said, "I may have.
yeah.
This may have been a mistake."
I'm smoking, and then every new thing was like him
Tooting.
just tooting. It was just stone. This is
Yeah.
It helps the concentration.
Who's gonna bet?
I never had a dryer growing up anyway.
I have a
Because you
bet.
forget where you put your bolt.
I have a bet right now. My bet is now you have to promise me though, Butler. Well, you probably can't do
I have to
this.
do laundry tonight, so it has to be working tonight.
Okay, you're buying a new dryer. My bet
Okay,
is
yeah.
my bet is it doesn't go together right, or something else is fucked up, and
Yeah.
you buy a new
He
dryer.
won't
That's my
remember
bet.
how to put it back together.
Yeah, my bet is
I
new
got
dryer.
this.
New dryer.
Yeah. Also, being high only helps like creativity and like artists and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Does not help anybody trying to do something technical, mechanical things that you have to follow a certain direction. Like it'll help you think of funny things or like be inspired to do an art piece. But like good for creativity, bad for everything else because. You will forget where you put the bolts, forget how you put things back together.
Oh, yeah.
Believe me.
See, no, I lined them all up, and I've taped all the wires to exactly where they go. They're all labeled because I've done this. This isn't the first time I've taken apart this dryer, so you're right. It may not work later on down the road, but it'll work tonight.
Oh,
Temporary
right now,
fix.
right now. What do you want?
Okay,
You're a bad
okay,
man.
all right. I'll give
I knew
you. Okay, I got it. Because right by my house, I like some. Like I don't know what is right on 436. I think near
I know where
Redbug.
you're. Yeah, I know
But
exactly what you're
there's
talking
a
about.
bunch of like Trump supporters that are like selling flags and like like Trump like the one he's like they photoshopped his face in Rambo. He's holding the
They got the one where he's on the
bazooka.
tank and he's like you know charging into the war.
All right, so if
He would never do that. By the
if
way.
you send me
He'd be very scared, I think.
send me a video of your dryer working. I need proof like you putting some wet thing in the dryer and then putting in there and then it coming out.
Okay.
Like
So you want a before and an
yeah,
after?
tonight.
This
It's gotta
is
be
all-
tonight.
All
You're
right.
working. You're
What's
some
the
video
cutoff?
proof.
Midnight? Like a Gremlins?
Yeah, midnight
Yeah.
cutoff. You got.
Jesus Christ.
You'll
of your
get this
dry-
before sundown.
All right, before
Oh.
all right,
Look at this.
Overly confident. You're
by the
changing
way,
the odds.
How much you bet?
Sundowns, what's that like?
You're a
changes
horrible
God.
gambler.
What's that like?
I'm giving you more. You're taking it away, you idiot.
Was that like 8:30?
I used to do that to you.
Yeah.
By
Ultimate
sundown,
confidence.
I want dryer working. I'll give you $100 cash.
Wow.
Right, if the dryer's working. If
3
not,
weeks to pay for me.
Jesus, this is awesome. I'm so excited. I've never been more excited to watch something online.
If by sundown I don't get that dryer video, I'm
Wait,
buy-
what's sundown?
Oh
Look
my
up
God.
sundown.
It's like 8:30. I can see
Now
you
it's like
standing
9,
outside
right?
waiting. Oh yeah, that's late.
I am going and I'm purchasing the Trump flag with him holding a bazooka.
Yeah.
With the pole, everything they got.
we'll
They're selling
engineer
them there.
right out the back of the car.
I'm like,
But he can't park here anymore. Or actually, he'll fit in here.
You're gonna bring it down. You're right. You're right.
Sunset is
When you're done with
sunset's
it- when you're done with
8:26
it, just give it
p.m.
to
All right,
tonight.
8:30. We'll give him to 8:30.
Yeah, and if I don't get the video, and you gotta send it to all of us,
Yep.
then I'm buying that Trump flag. You gotta
Oh, and
fly
look, he's
it.
sucking his gums like my mom does when she's lying. My mom does this. My mom, she's not a liar. She's a good Christian woman. But if she ever said something that was a little bit fuzzy,
No, I'm just glad.
She sucked her
I'm
teeth
glad
a
I
little.
love
Of
some of those
course I
fireworks.
love
He's just got. He's
Yeah.
got.
Burn this fucking
No. He's just got cotton mouth. That's fine.
he's already high. Oh, even better. You're already high? Yes. Why don't you have a White Claw, buddy?
I just got noticed that the heater element did get delivered today, so I just came
But
over.
where did it get
It's
delivered?
sitting
My
outside.
house.
You know.
Oh, you
I know.
gotta put it back together, and so then
Look, now you pissed him off, and he's like, "Go fucking do it."
Oh,
1 week of that Trump flag in the back of your truck, fly
1
proud.
week.
Yeah.
I think he's got to get a Trump back piece tattoo.
That's too far.
Oh, big flag, Trump.
1 week of the
Make
Trump
my
flag.
back great again.
I'll take it when you're done. With it.
Let's see, what else do we
You
have?
can save that $100 though.
Kids'
if I win,
activities?
it's got to go in your truck.
No,
Kids'
that's not the
activities.
bet. That is
Do you know what that is?
I am making the bet. I don't give a shit.
We'll end with this.
Okay.
Last one. When did we already talk about breaking glass with your voice?
No, we've had it on the list for a few weeks, but we haven't talked about
What
it.
happened to that? It seemed like when I was a kid that like on Ripley's Believe It or Not, on what was it? Just People? What was that show?
I don't know.
Amazing People or something?
It was hosted by Dave Cooley. No, it was America's Funniest
No, that's
People.
There was America's Funniest People, then America's, but there was like Real People.
Okay.
There was Real People where they would like do. It was like they're specializing in like this guy's the best, like local, javelin man.
Yeah.
But like it seems like we had more of that, and then they would have like this woman can break a champagne flute with her voice. And I was just laying in bed one night, and I'm like, what happened to the old breaking a champagne flute with your voice? And I would like to try and find somebody locally that we can get in here and put a champagne flute in the middle of this table and have them shatter it with their voice.
Well, you got to get a
sounds
really
like
good. You have to have a really high and crystal champagne flute.
That's
You can't
fine.
I
just-
wonder if Nicole Dupree can do it.
Oh, she's definitely got the singers.
She can get an opera singer.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I saw they did this on MythBusters
Is that
one
real?
time.
Can they really do that? Is that
Yes,
Yeah.
it turns out like
It's
Mariah
a real
Carey
thing.
did it.
Yeah.
so they got an opera singer, and it took them a long time, and actually I think it took them hours. But
Bring any girl in here and let me finger bang them and it'll break, but they're screaming.
Jesus.
I want
not sending. You know what?
And
That-
you wanted to know why we get email.
You know what? I apologize to that man. He was right.
That wasn't even that bad.
You know.
That was
and,
fine.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Sam was fine, but Tom and I are rattled now. We're rattled.
But
You're tougher than us.
He had to put it up to his mouth, like that close. Like you can't do it far away, but it has to be up to his mouth. And they did it with ultra, like a red camera, slow motion, and the glass will start wobbling from the
Vibrations.
like the vibrations from the coming out of the voice,
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
and then it'll wobble, and then it'll break.
Almost like my wife's ass when she's walking on a pool deck in her bikini. It's like ding, ding, ding.
But it was
ding, ding.
extremely hard to do, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like the person, it took them a long time, but it's possible.
All right.
Oh, gosh, you guys sitting here like for an hour listening to that screaming.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
And it has
leave.
to be a
I'll walk
high.
to Publix.
It has to be a very high pitch and a certain.
I'm surprised a low pitch can't do the same thing.
Yeah. For this, the person was like a very high falsetto.
He can do it. He can do it.
Sit on the speaker.
I'd rather hear that though than
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, we did nothing good, a lot of bad. You got the vent. Seth's off the show now. Got to fire him.
Yeah.
sucks. Can I have my severance pay at least? The wrestling money.
Severance?
The wrestling money.
No. Never get. You'll never get.
Anything else
I
to
kind of
plug?
did get it.
What are we gonna plug?
Plug Seth's Gym. What do you got there?
After all this,
What do you got there?
What do you got?
Don't leave me a bad review of my gym because
He'll just have it removed no matter what. Okay.
JungleOrlando.com. We've had, like I said last show, we've had lots of BDM show. I think I had 2 sign up this past
Oh
week.
my God.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
at least
it's
1,000
going
pounds.
It's going great. My diet book is out. I gave it to Daniel.
Yeah, it's
and,
good.
And Sam has it, so
It's good.
if you're
I'm going to give it out for free. Anyone just ask me for it.
No, I will fucking,
Just
I will fucking
kidding.
bury
Can you call it an internet?
You're going to kill me?
I'll bury you.
PDF.
Okay, Tom.
Now it's a threat.
You're gonna do this now?
Now I'm being threatened.
No, you're
I
gonna do
feel
this
like
now?
I
That's
have to go to HR now.
I'm more mad that he's calling his PDF a book.
Oh.
Yeah, people are mad.
What do you want me to
about
call
that.
it? Okay, it's 29 pages. I don't mean to call it a book. I just don't know what else to call it. A pamphlet?
Tom called it a pamphlet.
Pamphlet.
Tom said
It's not a pamphlet. 29 pages
Yeah.
is a pamphlet. That's
Tom
like,
said it's just like if somebody put something on a windshield that said Chingy's going to be at Club La Vila.
no, it's not like that at all.
Like a word perfect document.
It's
I
a
had
guide.
2 of my friends.
Diet guide.
2 of my guys. Guide. Okay, a guide.
Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a pamphlet. Apparently, Chamillionaire is going to be down the road.
Well, if you're interested in that or anything, follow me on Instagram at Silverback Seth, and you guys can direct message me, and I'll get you information.
It's closer to like an email string than a book.
Yeah, long email.
I don't know what else I'd
And
call
then
it.
this bullying will continue into the night, where eventually
See,
at
I'm
4
trying to-
a.m. you'll give Seth $100.
But the thing is, I never want to call it a book. I just literally have no other. I didn't type book and put synonym, and I didn't look at other words that are the same thing as book that are not.
I would call it like a couple paragraphs written on the internet.
Why don't you call it
A PowerPoint
Why don't you call
presentation.
it?
Yeah, there it is.
Why don't you call it a life map to greatness?
Life map is good.
A life map.
I'm just fucking.
Diet
See,
chain
I
letter.
try to bounce it out by
wait,
bullying him.
he's taking a
It doesn't
lot
work.
of, and he's sad now.
I mean, bully Seth more than anything.
Now that he knows the listeners really hate him, he's really sad.
Well, at least my house is actually custom.
Oh, he's
touche.
gonna bully you now.
that guy.
I
Is
work with
spending
a
my
bunch
money
of.
right now.
Hold on, I have to say something. I have to look right in the camera. I'll put my camera on. I work with a bunch of fucking idiots. All right, now I feel better. All right.
That's on you, really.
He's right. He's right. All right, are we done?
Yeah, semantics.
Yeah, you say it like it's my name.
Why I read the plug? I was having semantics.
So there's a better way to transition into that. So
I don't know.
Semiatic.
You heard Daniel. What do you want?
this week we have one of the owners from Rock Pit Brewing, Chris Rock, on our show, as well as
like that guy.
a fellow BDM. That also does a podcast called Beer First Podcast. Jay Van Scoik is
I
also
love
going to
that
be
guy
on
too.
the podcast. So
The
lots
chug,
of beer
the
this
chug
week.
king.
Yes, he is the Chug King.
All right. I am exhausted.
Me
dude.
too.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Long week.
we're gonna go into our weekend. We love you guys. We appreciate every single one of you. And what?
I'm sorry, I just wanted to know if you have anything planned for your house this weekend. Like, is there a set thing? Like, okay,
Some
it's this
birthday
demo. this-
fucking.
No, yeah. Concrete Mike's coming tomorrow
yeah,
morning.
you're
gonna-
Oh, is he
Are you gonna-
toting?
We got to
Sorry.
dig a trench to the
Oh,
aisle.
wait.
I just want to know
Hold
what stories are going to be for
Bringing
next
a
week.
gas-powered
Hold on.
concrete saw. That
I-
he's like, I don't know if we can run this inside. I'm like, it's fine.
I can't.
You're going to do a concrete saw inside your house.
No, dude.
You can do a concrete saw inside your house for the, for
Well, I
the
don't
floor?
know. I'm the assistant. Concrete
Oh
Mike is
my
the
God.
professional.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's gonna spray. Your whole house will be like the asbestos up in the.
Don't do
it'll
it,
be done.
Tom.
It's gonna be. You won't be able to see in that house.
Yeah.
It's gonna kick up like tons of dust particles.
It's Concrete Mike. You know,
All right.
that's in his name.
I don't know.
That's
Oh, he left me another vile
It's gonna look-
voicemail.
It's gonna look like after
about
the.
he's always like, Dan, was fucking another girl and she shit on my face. You know, like it's like always way too far.
Yeah,
he's like so cool about it.
He's rough
I
around the
love it.
edges, just
I
like
love him.
Concrete.
I love him. He's my
turning
favorite. Concrete Mike rules because he'll always call in to be like, Daniel, real quick email. So I'm pissing in my old lady's mouth last night, and he's just.
He'll soon be sitting there and staring at his hands, and then he'll be like, "Whoa, these are the never-ending stories."
They used to be big, strong.
There's shit on them.
Swipe it on the walls. It'll be fine.
Concrete shit dick.
Oh, come on.
Shit.
Let's get out of here before it gets worse.
We've all gone
I
crazy.
can't take it
look,
anymore.
I'm just,
go, dude. The
I'm not
conversation-
looking at him, but
It's too long.
I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at my little Apple email button. I can just see the hate logo. It's coming in. It's coming in hot.
Concrete Mike's like, I offered to help.
I don't. Hey, Daniel, Concrete Mike, I do not piss in my old lady's mouth. Why would you say that? You do everything else, Mike. I just assume. All right.
All right.
Never assume.
We'll see you. Bye bye.
I'll be dead.